We Real Reels.
What's up and welcome to We Real Reels, the monthly podcast where we review old movies to find out if they are as good as we remember or if they make you want to bang your jing tinglers. I'm your host, Panda Brandon, and with me is my half-brother, the Grizzly Zay.
Hey, guys.
And the beautiful Koala Sam.
Hello.
This podcast does contain spoilers and we'll be discussing the movie at length. This is a mature content podcast, so be prepared for harsh language and awkward situations. All sound clips, music, and trailers are only used for review purposes and belong to their respective owners. This podcast is also sponsored by the Collector's Comic Book Store, located in Lebanon, Tennessee. This podcast is also time-stamped. If you want to get to a certain segment, well, look in the comments, not the episode description, and you'll find where you can jump to. So, how's it been going today, guys?
Good.
Not bad. I woke up really late from the party, and I got this voice thing going on. a lot deeper than normal.
Hey.
Can't hit those high voices.
Hey.
But,
Might be pulling some ladies, big dog. Sound like Barry White over
Hey,
there.
guys, it's the smooth jam right here.
That's what I'm talking about, the quiet storm.
But I think it was just like, whenever we do parties, we try to make little speeches and stuff, and I was just sitting there. There's you guys. We gotta do this and do that. Thank you guys for coming. I just talked too long with my voice elevated. So hopefully it'll go down by a lot of this podcast. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens by the end. Well, guys, this month's hypothetical is: what if the Grinch tried to steal Christmas from Kevin McAllister? Would he be able to? Would he learn a lesson in the process? Or just be defeated?
I don't think the Grinch would learn anything in the process of stealing from Kevin unless he got the whole Cindy Lou Who. Like if Kevin was in the Whoville, then maybe. But if the Grinch is taken out of Whoville and into Kevin McAllister's world, I don't think he would learn because Kevin McAllister's a rotten brat.
Dang.
He rotten. He's gold.
I think the fact that this is animated, and if you put Kevin McAllister in the animated setting, he gonna mess some stuff up, bro. I don't think the Grinch can. I don't think so.
I don't know. The Grinch is pretty smart.
He's crafty though.
Yeah, he's what's the word? I feel like he's a genius because he's like is it tinkering? Like he tinks on stuff, like he fixes.
In this 2018 universe, yeah, he is some kind of genius.
Yeah, he is. I don't know.
He's also goofy.
Yeah.
Kevin not goofy.
But I'm just going to the fact of where if you animated Kevin McAllister, it's gonna bring his craziness up tenfold, right?
Yeah.
So
That's true.
I don't know.
he's also a tinkerer, apparently.
Right.
How about that? Well, let's go ahead and get into our first segment of what you been doing and what you gonna do.
Hey, watch it, pal. What have you been doing? What are you gonna do, huh?
All right, guys. I think I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
What I've been doing is dealing with a bunch of bullcrap. Okay. First, we had a Christmas parade, which was awesome.
Great.
Okay. It was an amazing Christmas parade. I did have a little time, it wasn't even nothing. It was nothing really. I just got a call from the Chamber of Commerce since I have a business in Lebanon. And I had put my entry into the Christmas parade as Deadpool's going to be there. I'm bringing Deadpool. And they gave me a call and the guy was like, hey, I see you have Deadpool written down here. Do you know that it's not a Halloween one? That was last month. And I was like, but what? Why are you calling me? Like, it's a Christmas parade. Have you seen a Christmas parade? Have you seen the professionals in New York? The Macy's Day Parade, the Thanksgiving Parade. Have you seen those, you idiot? It has Bluey in there, has the Minions, SpongeBob, Spider-Man. It has so many different characters. The Lebanon Parade has the Grinch.
And Santa Claus.
Because you're not allowed to dress up as Santa Claus. So
Yeah, there's only one Santa Claus, but there's 50 Grinches. And he calls me, giving me a little smart ass comment about Deadpool.
Well, also they didn't have any issues with you being Spider-Man last year, so
I think he was the life of this parade because everybody, like, even if they didn't know who he was, they was yelling out Spider-Man. But everybody was like, Deadpool, where's Wolverine? Deadpool, Deadpool, look at me. Yeah. He gave a kid a gun, a fake one, sorry.
Yeah, a fake one. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I had a friend who was at the parade and he was recording as we gone down, and it was like a wave of like shouting and cheering as the truck went by and everybody was seeing Deadpool. And then it was a Snoresville when the 30th Grinch had come out. It was terrible. So that dude at the Chamber of Commerce, like, take a notice, look at what's going on, see what the people like.
I mean, if he wasn't out there last year when he seen Spider-Man, don't be saying nothing.
Yeah,
bro.
just an oblivious idiot. So I just want to let that guy know, Bob, or whatever the hell his name is. You're a loser. You'll figure it out, I guess. Besides that, the parade was awesome. It was amazing. Like Grizz said, I did jump off the back of the truck. I found the perfect kid to give. Like, I'd made this little 3D printed. It's completely fake. It is just a display piece, toy, does not function in whatsoever. It is a gun, but not one of those ghost guns everybody's talking about that are 3D printed. It was just a fake toy gun, and I had planned on giving that to a certain kid, like Turbo Man. I had to find Jamie. And so I jumped off the back of the truck and ran into the crowd, and I gave it to a little boy. Dude, he was flabbergasted, surprised, and I had made this huge oversized Deadpool symbol that I had jumped off the truck, and I gave it to this little girl, and she just looked back at her mom like, oh, I'm getting something from Deadpool. It was awesome. The parade was just amazing. Got to step off the truck and take pictures of people. I broke my knife out there. Another 3D printed item, but easily breakable. I'm too short to actually be Deadpool because the holster on my gun, my leg, hits the knife on my dang calf. And it breaks. So yeah, I need to be a little taller for that. But besides that, the parade went off without a hitch. It was amazing. Everybody loved Deadpool. And then I had to, I got to re-sign my lease at the Collectors. And I have been dealing with these sorry ass landlords. You talking about sleazy and stupid. It's terrible. If you're going to be a con artist, you're going to be sleazy, you have to at least be smart. And these people are dumb. Dumb. They handed me a lease, and I'll put a picture of it on our Instagram thing. It says in there that I have to pay the property tax on the building. No tenant anywhere has to pay the property tax on a building they don't own. That is just so sleazy and stupid. Why would you put that in there? Also, he added in there that I have to build out the drop-down ceiling. And if you don't know what that is, that's the ceiling with the panels you see in most stores. And that's like $2,000 for my little space that I have in there. And only for a year lease. Why would I improve his building that much and then leave? This guy's a moron. He also had it in there where I had to fix his AC unit. His AC unit. What kind of sense
you talking about the one where you almost froze to death last year?
Bro, it doesn't even work. And he's got it in there where I got to fix it. What? Does that make any sense? Dude, just sleazy and stupid. So, unfortunately, I am closing down the comic book store. So this podcast will no longer be brought to you by the Collector's Comic Book Store. So yeah, this will be the last month for that. It was an amazing ride. I had an amazing time doing it. I really did enjoy it. It was like the dream job, man. You sit there, you make sure your stuff's ordered, and then people come in with these crazy stories. And the craziest people, you meet the craziest people. And it is a variety. And I love variety in life. I mean, I can't do the same old every day. But coming in here, it was something different every day. And it was awesome. I am shutting it down, but with shutting that down, I'm going to start my own little comic delivery service where I'm going to deliver comics now. So hopefully that'll work out, and maybe that'll grow or something. I don't know, but we'll see where that goes. My last thing is my little brother Camden. He had his car break down, and I want to compare this to another situation because I know this other guy who had his car break down. But there's a difference between knowing what you're supposed to do, being responsible, getting your shit together, and not leaning and relying on other people. So one guy had his car break down, and he ends up stealing his aunt's car because he's a piece of crap. No, he doesn't steal it. I'm just playing. He's using it, and then it's messing up somebody else's plans and what they want to do with their car because their wife has to use their car, his car. So it just messes up a bunch of stuff because he's not responsible. Now, my little brother Camden, I was pretty proud of him because his car broke down. He Ubers to work every day. He has to pay It's his responsibility. It's his car. So he's going to save up, get his car fixed. But until then, he's not going to bother. He still lives at home with mom and dad. He doesn't bother mom and dad. He Ubers to work. Amazing. Gets off his shit and gets it done. And he's going to get his car fixed soon. I don't know. There's just a different like raising, I don't know. So parents instill certain stuff in you, and then like you have a drive. And if you're always being helped out, then, why do I
don't have that crutch?
Yeah, why should I do anything if they're just going to pay for it for me or they're going to do it for me? Why should I do anything? Whoa. So I think that's what somebody's mentality is. Somebody needs to get a whip to that, whip that ass. But anyways, it just made me more proud of my little bro, man. So I'm shouting out, little bro. Thank you for being cool, man. Doing what you're supposed to do. You ain't leaning on nobody. You're doing your own thing. I'm proud of you, little bro. I'm proud of you. Next month, thank you. Next month, I'm going to shut down the shop, prepare to move, and I'm going to try to do a trade. I'm looking in, calling places. I'm thinking about plumbing. It seems like the most exciting to me. Something different every day. New customer, new house, fixing something. Even if you got to be down in the poo, it's something different. So I'm going to try to do plumbing. If not, then I think electrician will be the next one. And then the last one I want to do is HVAC. Just because I know I've seen, experienced it, at least residential. Maybe commercial is easier. I don't know. But that'll be it for me. Grizz, what do you got?
Last month,
Christmas.
I told you guys that I would get out there and I will try to give myself a deer. And so
How'd it go?
I've been going out there. My brother-in-law is letting me go out there.
Hell yeah.
But our problem is, I don't know why, but if you're hunting, you're supposed to minimize your scent.
Wait, smoking cigarettes?
Yeah. And I guess we're far enough away where it's like not scaring them. But it's like, bro, one of these days, nothing's going to come because of these cigarettes. Because the first day we came out there, we seen 2 does. One of them was small and the other one was big. And he was like, okay, I might shoot this one. Mind you, he brought out his gun. It's supposed to be like an accurate, like, assault rifle. Like, this thing is heavy. I feel like it's the ones that like military people use or something like that. But he didn't have it sighted with his scope. So if he would have shoot it.
Why isn't he already prepared?
I don't know.
That doesn't seem smart.
I knew I was prepared, so I asked him if I could use his tent, but I guess he's like, oh, somebody's hunting on the land? Okay, I'm be with them whenever they hunt on the land. So he didn't he kind of I ain't gonna say pushed his way in, but he pushed his way in. But he always said he wanted to shoot on his property anyway. So the next time I come out there, it was what? Friday, I think, Thursday or Friday, I can't remember. So we go out there, I get there a little late, and we see one thing, but it's like it doesn't come out where we can get a good shot at it. Okay. But then we're just sitting there talking. He's like, we're talking for like 2 hours.
Are you whispering or are you like full blown?
We're like low talking. It's not whispering, but it's not screaming either. Okay. So we're just sitting there talking, and then I feel like I have really good ears, especially in the tent. In the middle of the woods, I'm like, bro, I don't want no fucking bear, because there's bears up there, there's mountain lions and everything. So I hear crunching, like, shh. And I was like, hey, I think, and I fucking open a little fold, and I see a doe, and then I see antlers right behind it. And I was like, ooh, okay, hey, bro, I got a doe coming in, and we got a buck right behind it. I think, so they're in rut, and so they do stupid shit. So he's just following, just licking his little lips, trying to get at this damn doe. And the doe comes out like ready in shooting position, but you don't want to shoot the does because they might be pregnant. And if you kill a pregnant doe, it's frowned upon in the hunting community. He said he wants it. So I'm like, okay, you take that.
He wants the doe.
He wants the doe. And I'm like, I'm not experienced, but I know you have to wait for them to get broadside before you shoot them. And you have to make sure they're not like moving because you can miss, right?
Well, and also if you told him that there was a buck, why does he want the doe specifically? If a buck is there, I don't know.
I don't know what his line of thinking is, but
okay.
So the doe comes out, and then the buck is right behind him, just like it doesn't care. It's just trying to lick on the tail. I'm sitting here calm as can be, like, hey, bro, what do I do? There's the buck right there. There's a doe right there. So he picks up his gun and he cocks it. It's like I'm not even in the fucking tent with him. And so I'm like, okay, I cock my gun. And he aims. I'm about to aim. But then as I'm like, okay, so what's the plan here? What's going on? I hear, doo. So he shoots. He sees the doe.
Your chance of a buck.
I know. So the normal situation, I believe, from people that I talk to is if you're taking somebody hunting, they have the first shot because it's their first time.
Right.
He's been doing this for a long time. I'm not going to say legally or illegally. I don't know. But he's shot and killed a deer before. I haven't. So I don't know what to do. I don't know when to shoot. I don't know anything. It's my first time like seeing the actual buck that I'm ready to shoot.
It sounds like you need a different partner for sure.
And so, like, as he shoots, I turn, like, I'm trying to see if he actually shot the fucking thing. And the buck is still on the doe's ass. So it's like, okay, so he missed him. Okay. So I try to turn. And as I'm about to say, hey, so it's about to come, like, what? Dude. He shoots again. And then that was enough to scare both of them off. And
he did 2 shots and he didn't even get
nothing else came out after that. So he gets up and then I guess he comes to his senses. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. I was like, bro, you need to communicate this shit.
Thought what? What was he thinking?
I don't know.
I think he said, shh, I'm hunting wabbit. I'm footed it out there.
Yeah, I would honestly not go with him again.
Messed up my chances of getting my first one, so.
Well, it sounds like he messed up his own chances of getting a damn deer.
But it's like, I see it as, there's only a finite amount of time that I can like come up here because it's like an hour and a half away. It's like, bro, if I'm coming up here, like let me get you live on this land, bro.
Right.
Like, why?
Well, with he doing 2 shots and missing both times, I don't think he gets deer that very often.
Well, like I said, he didn't sight in his gun with his scope, but he completely jacked both of those shots.
Right.
And I know at least mine, like it may not be like 100% accurate. But I know if I aim at something, it's going to hit it. Right.
Did you ever contact my dad? They go hunting. Him and Hayden go hunting all the time. I don't see why they would have any issues.
I feel like encroaching on somebody's like hunting grounds is like sacred type of situation. So it's like if they offer it up and they go, hey, you want to do this? Then I'll probably be like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Probably a better situation than I am, but I don't want to just
randomly ask.
Hey, let me hunt your land because.
Well, I would assume you would go with them, like, right? Because you definitely ain't gonna just go by yourself, type of thing.
I don't think he has the acreage that
I don't know.
We'll see. But like next year, I'm gonna try to do my family's land because we have agreement with some of the neighbors, and one of the neighbors took the spot that I wanted last year. So it's like, oh, you got it, cool. But next year, I'm going to go to him before and be like, hey, I'm going to do this year and you can use mine or whatever. But he oversees and cuts the grass and stuff. So I'm going to let him, whatever.
Well, it sucks. I'm bummed for you.
Yeah. But then past that, I graduated last Saturday. Got my CDL.
All right.
Yeah. And I got my job interview Monday, tomorrow.
Ooh, that's exciting.
And I'm very, very excited about that. And I always love dealing with companies that put their employees first, And I feel like this place is that because they're not like all these other trucking companies. It's like, okay, you get your truck, you get the fuck out, and you don't come back until, the weekend. This place is like, okay, so you're going to get paid the big bucks. And then we're going to have whatever you need to deliver here. We fuel it up here. We service the trucks here. Only thing you got to do is go drop it off and come back empty. I don't have to go out and then go to Washington, D.C. and then go to Illinois and then go to Arkansas and then to Texas and then back. Nope, it's, New Jersey, back. Okay. Florida, back. And it's like, yeah, and you still get paid, I think like $60 or $70 to like tarp, whatever that you need to tarp. And every time you go out, I get that money.
Okay.
With per diem. And they said, hopefully if I do have to stop and get gas, they gonna give me my own like rewards card. So you can get GPS, you can get mini fridges and stuff. So if I work there long enough and I get enough points, I might be able to throw in some gifts for your Christmas party you guys are throwing all the time.
That's cool. But
yeah, very excited. Starting a new chapter of my life.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Oh, thank you guys. And I had my own little Christmas family night last night.
Oh, yeah.
We had I actually was real late on doing a whole bunch of stuff because it seems like...
As usual.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I mean, when you feel like you have to do everything and the other person doesn't help out that much, it's going to happen.
How you feel.
Yeah. So it seemed like yesterday I did all the cooking.
which was delicious.
Yeah, and she did some of the.
She made some kind of cake.
Yeah, she made sure everybody knew that they had that cake there, though. Which the cake was good. I liked it. I
was
liked
good.
some honey bun cake.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there doing the dressing. I was sitting there doing the turkey. I was sitting there. I was like, can you at least do the mac and cheese? She was like, yeah, okay, I do that. But it was like, yeah, she did a lot of the cleaning. But then it seemed like halfway through, I have to go help her. Because she'd be like, where's this thing in? Okay, and then, bro, come on. Stop being so angry about this. But we eventually pulled it out. And a lot of people came. I enjoyed myself. It's probably why my voice is the way it is now. I like it, man. I like the excitement when we do. Because it's very competitive to pulling that damn plastic out, man. I love it.
We got some Cheetos on the hands, 100%.
So next time, I think I'm going to
Separate the couples.
Separate the couples.
I said in the beginning, nobody want to listen to me.
Me and you were fine. We were fine. We were not cheating.
Yeah.
Everybody else, motherfuckers, yeah.
Dang.
Shaking it and make it go.
Throwing off us.
Yeah.
If I didn't catch the double that fell,
Yeah. No, it would have kept going. Yeah. And the other one shaking in his hand and not fucking tossing it. Yeah. It's like, come on. And what was the first time? He's still landing on doubles anyway. So he did
a lot of angry wives out there because their husband was throwing
immediate doubles.
And just like I like it because just everybody doubles.
Yep.
That's great. But yeah, next year I think I'm gonna try to do it a little bigger, put a little more items in there. People seem to really like the socks, so if you guys have any anything that you want me to add, let me know.
Brandon, we can give you some whole bunch of socks. He's got a drawer full of socks. And he's got so many damn tube socks that I had to put it in like a fucking Christmas bag just beside our dresser because he has so many socks. He doesn't wear any of those.
I was able to collect all of the starter Pokemon in socks at the Christmas party.
Nice.
That's right.
Yeah, he was super excited about it, but we'll see if he actually wears them.
I got the Bulbasaurs on right now.
Yeah, but that's all I'm doing, man. I'm gonna just ride this whole job thing out, this whole trucking thing, because they say out of all truckers, flatbed is where it's at. Like flatbed is like, oh, you're a real trucker. You're a real trucker if you do this. So, yeah, but then get back on our savings because we're kind of like getting a little low on funds. You feel me? Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. Been doing.
All right,
cool,
Grizz. All right,
cool.
Grizz. What you got, Rick Wall?
I want to keep mine short and sweet because I've been lazy this month. What I did last month, we ended up doing Dancing with the Lights to Lebanon. That was pretty cool. It took probably about an hour of a wait to get to the actual dancing lights, but once we got there, it was really cool. Our cub, he's I don't know, he's starting to, I don't want to say he's starting to appreciate things, but he's able to recognize things. So each year that we take him, it's really cool to see his reaction. He's in the moment of time of being like, that's a stranger, he's gonna come kill us type of thing. So we're kind of working on that. The next day we ended up doing the first year that we've ever done it. It's super expensive. It's the ice at the Gaylord Hotel. It was Frosty the Snowman. That's really cold. It's super cold, but it's so impressive just walking in and just that it's all handmade. There was a guy that I wanted to stay and watch him a lot longer, but it was getting really cold. But there was a worker there that was making a boat, and he was cutting out the windows of the boat, and then he was adding the actual windows, like a piece of ice that looks like a window inside the boat. It was really cool. The rest of the month is just trying to set up for the Christmas party because we do host that, and then helping Panda in any way. Next month we'll be celebrating Panda's birthday, so I gotta figure out what we're gonna do for that. I have to get back to working out. I have been slacking very bad the last several months. I gotta eat better. I gotta drink less sodas. I'm getting to the point. Our cub's waking up like 3-4 times a night, so if he's waking up, I'm waking up, so I'm not getting a full night's sleep. So I've been depending on sodas a lot. So I just gotta get serious about it. And then other than that, just enjoying Christmas and New Year's and enjoying life, I guess.
How about that? Well, we sure appreciate it. Well, we forgot to do one thing last month, man. That's say what we're thankful for. You know, it was Thanksgiving month, and we've got to say what we're thankful for. And I'll go first. We'll keep it short, keep it sweet. Let's go right now. Here we go. I'm thankful for you guys, man. I'm thankful for this podcast still going on. I do love doing this, man. I love watching these movies over and over again and really getting these facts and seeing stuff I didn't see before on the first watches. And it's pretty cool. I love it. And then just sitting here, just shooting shit, talking it up. It's pretty awesome. So thank you, Koala. Thank you, Grizz, for continuing to do this with me. Also, thankful for, all the regular stuff. Family, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm thankful for the experience I got to have by owning my own business. That was awesome. It was an amazing ride. Wouldn't have happened without old Koala over here or my good buddy Wade and all the support from Grizz, Polar, just mom, dad, Camden, everybody. Everybody was all very helpful, very supportive. And it was an awesome experience, man. Like if y'all out there get the chance to start your own business and you have it wasn't that much, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it was a lot in financials, but it wasn't like that much. Like you don't need $1 million to start your own business. You can do it. Just do it.
You just gotta find a good location.
Do your research and just start it up, man. Take the leap and do it. Like a lot of people are scared because they think they'll lose everything. Just save up your money, man, and try to do it without loans. Save up and do it. That's what I did, and it was awesome. It was amazing. I'm closing down not because we failed financially. No, we were making more and more money. It's just a terrible landlord, tired of doing it, and then just the timing wasn't right. We need more money at home. So just need to bring more money home. So I'm thankful I got to do that. It was an amazing opportunity. If you get a chance, do it. Grizz, what'd you think for me?
I think I'm gonna keep mine short and like you said, you guys. But I say more than anything, I say my wife because, bro, I've heard of so many situations where somebody lost their job and it's up to the other party to take care of them. She's pretty much been taking care of me the past 3 months while I've been going to school. And normally that would end up in divorce or fights and arguments. She gets on me and I hate it, but she calls me her housewife. And I try to embrace it. That's why, I was cooking the food I was doing yesterday, cleaning and fixing the Christmas lights and stuff, getting up there and doing everything with the gutters. It's just stuff that I took for granted whenever I was working. So I got to continue to keep doing that. But if it wasn't for her being the way she is, I wouldn't be here without her, So I appreciate you, baby. I love you. Stop calling me a housewife. I'm going to get a job now.
She's still going to expect you to do.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Koala, what are you thankful for?
Obviously, all the general stuff, family, friends, home, car. But I am extremely thankful that Panda was able to follow his dreams. I know that's something not a lot of people are able to do, and I'm glad he was able to get that experience. And I am sad that it is not going to keep going further, and I do feel guilty because I'm just I was the type of person that's just okay, I'm making sure financials are good, but also at the same time, I wasn't trying to be nagging or anything, but yeah, it's definitely something that you gotta have money. I am thankful for the experience because I've always had issues communication of explaining myself in the correct way. Either I come off being bitchy or naggy or anything like that, or just not communicating it in general. So I feel like this experience has grown stronger for both of us, but it made me stronger too as a person to be able to communicate properly. I do realize that even though we were struggling financially at times, we still kept a house over our head. We still have food. And it definitely made me appreciate the things that we do have because there are people who don't even have those things. So even though we weren't able to say, go out with friends or families at times, we were kind of okay, well, we're going to stay at home because we don't have the cash to be able to do all that stuff. It still made me appreciative of the fact that, we still had a warm house to go to. So it was a great experience. I'm thankful for the next opportunity for him and his next adventure. I'm just thankful for the little family that we're growing because we potentially might be growing into the family in the next couple of years of having another cub. So just thankful for life.
How about that? Oh man, I gotta say one more thing again. Same thing I said last year too, because I remember the Talladega Nights when we did last November, and I'm gonna say the same thing. Grizzly and Polar, whenever we go out, they take care of me. And I sure appreciate it, man. Like Koala said, we ain't getting a lot of funds to do a lot of things, but them motherfuckers, they take me out. That when we go eat, they pay for the foods, man. They pay for all the travels and all kind of stuff. I mean, I drive everywhere, but they pay for almost everything, man, and it's awesome. So they don't leave me out. So yeah, I appreciate that again. I appreciate it again. All right, now let's go on to our next segment of Grizzly's Anime and Arms.
It's over 9,000.
All right, guys. So this will probably be the last anime for Christmas because they don't make them, man.
That's true.
Yeah, since I think it's a different, I know it's a different religion out there. They really just don't be piping out Christmas stuff, and this one is not a Christmas movie. It started off as a magazine like thing, and then they made it that into a show, and then this show had 2 episodes dedicated to Christmas. And it's called an OVA. I forgot to look up what it actually stands for, but it's like a spin-off of the regular series. But this one is called Itsudate My Santa, which stands for Always My Santa. And it's a Japanese manga created by Ken Akamatsu, in 1997. It was released in USA December 11th, 2007. Well, that was wrong. That was December 2005.
Oh, okay.
December 11th, 2005. However, it had a little controversy because the rating was TV 14 or PG 14, something like that. And it was supposed to be TVMA.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is a mature.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, they messed up.
And I guess they was trying to do it for kids or something. But it's like, it's no nudity in here. It's just, anime fan service.
Oh, okay.
So
and it's just boobs? Like big boobs. They show them panties and stuff like that. But it's like, there's no, there's no bull crap in here. So it starts off with a story with a girl named Mai, who was supposed to be a Santa fill-in. Okay, and she is supposed to find this guy who has no Christmas spirit. His birthday is on December 24th, and his actual name is Santa. The reason why he's alone and he hates Christmas is because nothing's ever happened to him on Christmas or close to Christmas that he ever wanted to happen. And so he's pretty much Scrooge. Okay, so, and then since she's supposed to be the fill-in Santa, she's got to make this guy radiant with Christmas spirit. And let me stop here and let you guys know that this fucking show is chaotic.
Oh.
It's meant to be like funny, romantic, man. There's so much weird stuff happening in this anime. So like I said, she's a fill-in Santa, right? This guy name is Santa. So the more Christmas spirit Santa has, Mai gets a little bit older and her breasts get significantly better, like bigger. So the more Christmas spirit he has, the more bigger boobs she has. And I was like, what the hell is this show, bro? Okay, so reason why he's sad is because his parents abandoned him, which this is a part of the comedy part. I don't know what Japanese kind of do with this, but he was abandoned by his parents so they can go run an orphanage, leaving him as an orphan.
What the hell?
It's so stupid, man. Okay, so she's Santa Claus in training. Santa and Mai are grade school age whenever they first met. And like I said, the more Christmas spirit he has, the older and bigger boobed she becomes. And just like at the very end, it's like, it's very chaotic because a whole bunch of stuff is happening. And there's people, like he drops a cake and it's like, it's an interaction between 2 people. But then everybody sees this guy drops a cake. And then as they're having the conversation, so you drop my cake. And then the whole crowd is like, yes, I see you drop my cake. The whole crowd's, yes. And he's like, what the hell's going on? Okay. Yeah, I'll drop your cake. I'll buy you another one. You think that can, you think you can, oh my God, what did he say? He said, you think you can buy me off? You drop this cake now. And it's like, yeah, what the hell's the crowd doing in this? And so Mai saves him, but then Mai has this little reindeer. The reindeer is useless. Nothing happens. There's no magical power. There's nothing to it. This guy's like beating up on the little kid. Ma saves him and they go about their business and she's trying to like give him more Christmas spirit. In the end credits, this stupid reindeer, for no reason at all, turns into a Gundam.
Oh, wow.
No explanation.
That's some Japanese shit right
Bro,
What's a Gundam?
Gundam is like a mechanized suit that humans can go in. So
there. Kind of like a Power Rangers Megazord.
Yeah. So a lot of the hijinks that they get into would have been saved by this one damn reindeer. Bro, this, oh my God, it's so confusing, but it's so funny. It's so funny. I like this. It's an OVA. It only has 2 different episodes for Christmas on it. But I say, man, if y'all into some chaotic animes it has to do with Christmas, it don't make no sense, you can go ahead and go for it, man. I'm not gonna say it's great, but it made me laugh. Like,
what was the name of it again, Grizz?
It's called Always My Santa in English, but if you look it up on, which I know you guys won't, it's called Itsudate, ITSUDATTE.
Okay.
My Santa.
Well, I looked up OVA, and that stands for Original Video Animation, referring to a Japanese animated film or special episode of a series that is made specifically for release on home video formats like DVD or Blu-ray, meaning it is not shown in theaters or on television first. Essentially, it's extra content related to the anime series that is not part of the main televised broadcast.
Yeah, and that's OVA.
Okay.
So this OVA has to do with Christmas. It's chaotic. It's funny, but you can tell that the animators were just having fun with this. They're just like, let's do a stupid thing, because
and there it is.
Man, chaos ensues, man, from the beginning to the end. It's funny.
That's funny. Well, thank you for that, Grizz. Let's hop on over into Panda Tales.
Sit back and prepare yourself for Panda Tales.
Hold on, guys. I gotta save a cat in a tree or something. What the hell was that?
So you might notice some new theme musics. I mean, I had to go back and change them all because there were some copyright issues, so I fixed those. This is the first time the team is hearing them, so there it is, guys. This is Panda Tales. And on this specific Christmas episode of Panda Tales, I wanted to tell you some true stories about some real life Grinches. So I'm gonna go down the list here, and then there's a true tale at the end about a situation where an unsuspecting hero saved Christmas. So let's start off. First off is Brock Chisholm. He was a distinguished Canadian psychiatrist who, as the first Director General of the World Health Organization, came to be called the Doctor to the Human Race. But he was also known for telling an Ottawa Home and School Association in 1945, quote, "Any child who believes in Santa Claus has had his ability to think permanently destroyed." Can you imagine a child of 4 being led to believe that a man of grown stature is able to climb down a chimney? That Santa Claus can cover the entire world in one night, distributing presents to everyone? He will become a man who has ulcers at 40, develops a sore back when there is a tough job to do, and refuses to think realistically when war threatens. End quote. When a reporter gave him a chance to clarify his remarks, Chisholm said that, quote, "Santa Claus was one of the worst offenders against clear thinking, and so an offense against peace." End quote.
It's not Chisholm.
Chisholm? It would be Chris Home, but it just doesn't have a R. Chisholm. Kisholm.
I think it's Christian.
The second one is Reverend Paul Nedergaard, raised a furor in Copenhagen in 1958 when he denounced the Danish Child Welfare Agency's fundraising effort because it involved the sale of Christmas seals bearing an image of Santa Claus. Quote, "These seals bear a symbol of a pagan goblin," he said. "You should refuse to buy them. Find some other way to aid the welfare organization." End quote. Danes were already up in arms over some remarks on Santa made in Copenhagen just 10 days earlier by Dr. Brock Chisholm, the last guy.
Christian.
Number 3, the British officer who ended the Christmas truce of 1914 might have lived in infamy if someone had recorded his name. The unsanctioned truce erupted after British and German troops, upon listening to each other's caroling throughout the Christmas Eve, left their trenches at dawn to fraternize, trading cigarettes and plum pudding and even kicking around a soccer ball. But then the British officer ordered his men back to their post. Firing resumed A few hours later, and officers on both sides kept a vigil against similar outbreaks of humanity every December for the rest of the war. So these soldiers were fighting each other during the war, and they would quit fighting around Christmas time, and they would go and just hang out with each other. Now, these people are just regular people who are forced into war because they're governments, and it's Christmas time, so they just called it like a truce themselves, like just privates, like not generals or anything like that. They just went over and started hanging out, and the generals and stuff got mad at them, and they started to court-martial some of them, and like they wanted this never to happen again. Like,
yeah, I guess in war you don't want to see the other side as like
Friendly.
friends. Yeah, like
or humans.
Yeah, humans.
Number 4 is Diamond Jim Brady. He approached the recession-racked Christmas of 1896 with a resolve to spread his wealth, and so he did, lavishing gifts on acquaintances around the country. But his generosity was fueled by ill-gotten gains. On election night that year, biographer Harry Paul Jeffers writes, Brady won about $180,000, which is about $4.7 million today, by making crooked bets on the McKinley-Bryan presidential election. Then he put some of those winnings into a pump-and-dump scheme involving stock in the Reading Railroad, which had just emerged from receivership. Brady, Jeffers writes, sold out in time to enrich himself by $1.25 million, or about $33 million in today's. Yes. And that's for those real life Grinches.
Scrooge. That last one was a Scrooge, bro.
Man. We have a real life story about an unsuspecting hero who saves Christmas. This happened on Christmas Eve in 1988. A guy named Robert Lane, a detective with the New York Police Department, had traveled to Los Angeles to reconcile with his estranged wife, Molly. She had been working as an executive of the Nakatomi Corporation, a Japanese conglomerate with a high-rise office building in downtown LA. As Lane arrived in the Nakatomi Plaza, he was greeted by Molly's colleague, Joseph Takagi, who was hosting a company party on the 30th floor. Lane was initially hesitant to attend, but eventually joined the festivities. Unbeknownst to the partygoers, a group of heavily armed terrorists led by Franz Huber had infiltrated the building.
Oh my God.
Huber, a former East German Special Forces operative, had planned the heist to steal $640 million in bearer bonds from the Nakatomi Corporation's vault. As the party continued, Huber and his team, disguised as party guests, seized control of the building, taking everyone hostage. Lane, who had slipped away to the bathroom, managed to evade capture and began to formulate a plan to rescue the hostages. Using his wits, resourcefulness, and police training, Lane started to pick off the terrorists one by one, while also trying to alert the authorities outside. Meanwhile, Huber and his team were busy cracking the vault's combination and preparing to make their escape. As the night wore on, Lane's actions became more desperate and daring. He crawled through air ducts, dodged bullets, and even walked barefoot on shattered glass. Despite being vastly outnumbered, Lane refused to give up. Driven by his determination to save Molly and the other hostages, outside, the Los Angeles Police Department, led by Deputy Chief Dwayne T. Robinson, had established a perimeter around the building. However, their efforts were hindered by Huber's cunning and the FBI's slow response. As the clock struck midnight, Lane and Huber engaged in a fierce showdown on the rooftop. In a stunning display of bravery and quick thinking, Lane managed to outsmart Huber and send him plummeting to his death. With the terrorists defeated and the hostages freed, Lane was hailed as a hero. His actions that night had saved countless lives and foiled a massive heist. As he reunited with Molly, Lane had also rediscovered his love for her and his own sense of purpose. The Nakatomi Plaza siege, as it came to be known, would go down in history as one of the most daring and heroic acts of bravery in modern times. Robert Lane, the unassuming detective from New York, had proven himself to be a true American hero.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of security cameras captured a whole bunch of that stuff, and I remember seeing it in like the 90s. So
yeah,
that's crazy.
Check that out, man. Check that out. Read that up on that. It's a really amazing story.
Yeah, I'm glad to know the whole story, man. It's just like they used to show us that stuff in school.
And there it goes.
Yeah.
Well, let's go and get on to our movie review. But before we do, we always like to enjoy our movie review with a nice adult beverage. And this month's beverage is Bird Dog Gingerbread Whiskey. And I want you to imagine this. Imagine a winter wonderland in a bottle. Bird Dog Gingerbread Whiskey is a limited edition seasonal spirit that captures the magic of the holiday season. This expertly crafted whiskey combines the warmth of gingerbread spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger with the smooth, rich flavor of Bird Dog whiskey. The result is a deliciously festive drink that's perfect for sipping by the fire or sharing with friends and family. With his inviting aroma and velvety texture, Bird Dog Gingerbread Whiskey is a holiday treat you won't want to miss. So why settle for an ordinary whiskey when you can have a taste of the holiday season in every sip? Try Bird Dog Gingerbread Whiskey today and make this holiday season one to remember. And Koala took all the
Man,
boom out
took
of
all the
all the boom.
Don't do that again.
Yeah.
I told you, man.
My bad.
It's my jab. You take my jab.
I did try to find Marsh and Mellow whiskey. The lady looked at me sideways like I was fucking crazy.
Did you mean marshmallow? No, bitch. I mean.
Like I couldn't find it, but I'll keep searching for it because it looks good.
Well, let's work on that. But
So this was the only one that I could find holiday themed.
we're gonna start this bad boy up.
Max, stop socializing.
Now, let's go in for a look.
Watch out. Christmas already? Ugh.
Look at those greedy little gift monsters.
Ready?
Oh, hey, look, it's me.
Ow!
Oh, what's that?
As an eel.
And checkmate. Again.
Today, we will do mean things, and we will do them in style. I know what to do. I'm going to steal their Christmas. This perfectly recreates the mating call of the reindeer. Behold.
Oh, hey there. Sorry, little goat. I was looking for a rain...
The Grinch. This is the loudest snow I've ever heard in my life.
Fred! What are you doing? Okay.
All right, this is the 2018 Grinch. And where to watch as of December 2024, you can watch it on Peacock or on physical or digital. It is directed by Scott Mosier and Yarrow Chaney. Scott Mosier only directed this so far, and Yarrow Chaney did The First Noel, Puppy, and The Secret Life of Pets.
No.
Seen any of those?
Secret Life of Pets is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the bunny rabbit where
Kevin
it's
Hart.
Kevin Hart, yeah.
This movie starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Rashida Jones, Kenan Thompson, Angela Lansbury, and Pharrell Williams.
Which one was Rashida Jones?
Oh.
Okay.
This movie came out on November 9th, 2018. Other movies that came out in November 2018 are Nobody's Fool, Overlord, Widows, Fantastic Beast, The Crimes of Grindelwald, Green Book, Instant Family, Creed 2,
Nice.
and Ralph Breaks the Internet.
I didn't really like that one.
Seen
That's
any
the
of those?
Wreck-It Ralph. Second one.
I've seen a couple of them. I've seen, Creed 2.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Widows is good if it's the one I remember with Liam Neeson and Viola Davis. Like all the men fake their deaths because they do this big heist. But
What was before Creed's 2?
The Fantastic Beasts. That was a
Oh,
good one.
no, I didn't watch that
That's
one.
a spinoff of Harry Potter. What
yeah.
Come on, now you're supposed to be on there.
Instant Family about the
Yeah, that's the one that's
Adoption
got
I think I've seen that one. I think that one's good.
Tom Segura in there.
about
Wait,
Green
is it
Book.
for real?
Yeah.
No, I've never. Beyond that one, I've never seen anything else on that list.
Oh, Green Book is Mahershala Ali and the guy who played Aragon.
Oh, I didn't know he played anything else. I thought he was just
Yeah,
lived and
he's
died
older.
by Aragon.
Nah, he's older and he plays like this musician.
Oh, okay.
He's not a magician. He's a musician, and he travels the old it's like early 1900s or something like that. And then Mahershala Ali is like his black driver who drives him around and stuff. I heard it's a pretty good movie. Pretty deep.
I would give it a try because I like Aragon. I mean, I don't know what
I've seen that Overlord too.
Oh man, Ola was good.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Heck yeah, dude. That painted a good picture, like being out in the war in the woods fighting Germans. Oh yeah, and then it had zombies in there that turn in there. That was pretty good. It made $540 million on a $75 million budget.
Dang.
Yeah, what about that?
They making some money.
And the plot is this. The Grinch and his loyal dog, Max, live in a solitary existence inside a cave on Mount Crumpet. His main source of aggravation comes during Christmas time when his neighbors in Whoville celebrate the holidays with a bang. When the Whos decide to make Christmas bigger and brighter, the disgruntled Grinch realizes that there is one way to gain peace and quiet. With help from Max, the Green Grump hatches a scheme to pose as Santa Claus, steal Christmas, and silence the Whos' holiday cheer once and for all.
Love me some Grinch.
Well, we start off with this cool little illumination screen letting you know who made it. And we've got a minion and then the little rabbit from Pets, who's voiced by Kevin Hart on there. Pretty cute little scene there. And then we go into the Grinch, where we see this beautiful snowy landscape where there are little squirrels and different weird animals running around.
The white birds are really freaking cool because they're able to ski down the mountain and also fly. Pretty cool.
Grinch flashes on the screen, and then we see those little snowbirds flying through the scene, and we hear the narrator say that he says, "Past the place that you come from, and far beyond what you've seen, is a town like your town, if your town was a dream." And then we see Whoville, only it's not a dream, or a hoax, or a ruse. It's a Christmas in Whoville, the home of the Whos. Then we get a glimpse of Whobills and how they are the Whoville, Whos and Whoville, how they live and how generous they are to each other. They're setting up their shops with the press of a button.
Yeah, that's very cool. Very technological.
Just the greatest of ease.
Just one button and just like the whole entire thing just opens up. Yeah.
Looks amazing. All these crazy gadgets they're using just to pass out stuff, to sell things. People are jumping in sleds to get to work.
That's very impressive. Like, that's very time specific too, because the guy literally walked out the door, kissed his wife, went down the stairs, and just like they came down, he got in the sled, and they all went to work. Like, how time? Like, he could literally not be 30 seconds late because then he would miss.
Well, I think it might be that they're so friendly that you just hop in anybody's car. They're going your way.
Yeah, I think.
Go.
Oh, I took it that like that was his thing, and like
he might have known him. He might have been on time.
I mean, because like, what keeps him from just getting his own pair of skis and just going to work?
No, that's true.
Their town is built on like a mountain, so everything is up and downhill. They have tractors that make snowballs for the kids too. Whoville is just great.
I do want to see what this town looks like in the summertime.
Well, I mean, it's on the mountain. It's always snow up there, so nothing changes.
Yeah, about that.
Oh.
They ain't got no snowball making machines.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that is known far and wide. And 3 weeks from December, this place hits its stride. That's what the narrator says. You see the town ice skating. The whole family's ice skating with their pets and even their mice in the house. The Whos are down in Whoville like Christmas. They love it a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Whos down in Whoville like Christmas a lot. But the Grinch in his cave north of Whoville did not. And then we see a bunch of beware signs, stay out, no trespassing, which leads up to a red door inside of a cave on Mount Crumpet.
Which that cave is super bright.
You know what I thought about?
What do you think about it?
Last December when I threw my party, we had some uninvited guests.
Oh, yeah, them suckers.
Yeah. Which were mice.
Oh, the mice, yeah.
Oh, I was like, wait. I'm thinking, trying to remember,
Hey,
first of all.
my house was not Whoville that night, bro. I went to stomping.
Oh, my goodness. With the rock stomp on them. Yeah.
That's what I thought about when I was there. I was like, wait. It was.
Should have took them ice skating. Well, then we go deeper into the cave and we see this green creature slumbering.
Any type of light, TV or the bathroom light, I'm wide awake. I get woken up. So if I was the Grinch, I would have blackout curtains in my bedroom. I'd be having a mask on.
Nice. Well, his alarm goes off, and his alarm clock just plays this beautiful Christmas music, and he throws a book at it and kind of shuts it off, but it doesn't. It just switches the song. Then he throws a tennis racket or something at it, a snowshoe or what it was, and then eventually He knocks it off the shelf, and down into the deep, dark cave it falls. He thinks it's done, tries to go back to sleep, but then you can hear the echo of the dang song being played throughout the cave.
I'm terrible at aim with throwing anything, so there's no way I've been able to throw anything at the clock. And then also, I went, I don't know, move the damn alarm clock next to it, to your nightstand, so you can just turn it off.
I know back whenever I was going to work and stuff, I would have to put my phone on the other side because I would just wake up, snooze, and I'd be late for work. So I gotta be like, oh, damn, I gotta cut this off. Get up and go over there. But that's, he ain't got no
He
job.
would have
So.
the heaviest rock music on too. And I used to hear it in our apartment days, just playing rock. I was like, when this motherfucker gonna get up?
I used to have the old, it's still the same song, the CM Punk. No, it's the old one. It's the old one. It wasn't the,
I forgot who's singing that.
oh man.
Everclear or something like that.
Something, whatever it was.
Y'all keep looking at me like I got the answer.
Well, deep in the cave, the Grinch yells for Max, and then pulls this string that rings a bell where Max, his dog, hears it. He wakes up and prepares the Grinch a breakfast. A very well-trained dog.
Oh my God. Why can't I get this motherfucker?
He knows how to make coffee and food for the Grinch.
Set it on a tray, push buttons to bring it up
he
to
puts
him.
it on his little head, got this little helmet thing he wears with a tray on it, and he gets inside to like a little laundry chute thing, and he goes all the way up to the Grinch to bring him his breakfast.
Hey, Panda, you're a trainer, right? You're a dog trainer? Why don't you learn? Why don't you teach your dog how to do this,
I
man?
just do like behavioral stuff. I don't do tricks.
So I would say that just by this short time frame, I would say that the Grinch is pretty much a genius because one, he's able to get windows in this cave, and then also he had electricity running through it, and then all these gadgets and.
Well, this civilization is just amazing with the tools and mechanics that they have to help them do everyday stuff. I'm surprised they're not fat. But like the Grinch, he has this full body like hair suit that looks just like him that he wears. He has it in the closet and he puts those on.
Which actually, so when he put that on, it was just his pants. I didn't see a shirt. He had shoes because if you looked at the closet, there was shoes right next to, by like a bookcase or whatever. And then in his actual closet, it was just pants because like Max was going through it and was like miserable, very miserable. And like he put that up, but it was just pants. So is he just technically bare chested?
Maybe.
Does he got fur?
But he has a full body comb he just walks through, and it combs his whole body in one step. So that's pretty interesting too.
Even his pants.
Yep. So he wears that imitation fur. He put on some, like you said, the Grinch pants, and then he has his own shoes that look just like his shoes. I don't know. And the chair that raises up to, I guess, his lunch table, and there's nothing in there.
Just one beam.
Yeah.
One depressing beam.
Yeah, he's trying to eat some food and one bean in there. So he asks Max, he's like, what happened? Have I been doing this much emotional eating? And Max is like, yeah. And then it shows a little clip of all the eating that the Grinch has been doing. He's been very sad, I suppose.
Because he knows that his worst holiday is
Coming up.
Well,
Big plate of spaghetti, big bowl of cereal, and then he shoved his face into a piece of cake or a big cake.
Well, he has a hard time saying Christmas because he tells Max that Christmas is coming up. So him and Max leave the cave through the red door and go down the mountain, traveling to Whoville.
Which, if he hates Christmas so much, I would think that he would not be wearing a red and white scarf coming down the mountain. Those are Christmas colors.
That's all he got.
Yeah.
No, because when he went into disguise later on in the movie, he had a dark gray.
No, he didn't get those till later. Probably got 3D printed now. I don't know. But the narrator says, yes, the Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
Which I can already tell that this version of the Grinch, yes, it says that his heart is 2 sizes too small, but just throughout this movie, the love that he has for Max and how well taken care of Max is, I don't know. Because the Jim Carrey one, he was kind of an asshole to Max throughout the movie. But this one, I don't know. I didn't get the vibe.
The Grinch warns Max that this is the time of year that the Who's are the most deceptive, and that he gives Max full permission to attack the first person that says one kind word to him.
Max does not look like an attack dog. He's been happy this whole entire time.
And then we see the Whoville with their crazy machinations, a triple stack bus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That had like tractor roll like tires on it, treads on it, and that goes to the city delivering people to wherever they need to go. And then we see one of the buses pass by and a woman starts to chase it. The driver sees her and he stops and lets her in, and her name is Donna. And she seems to be a nurse. She's wearing scrubs. She's very exhausted from the night shift, and she falls asleep on the bus.
Pretty immediately. On top of somebody else's head.
Some strange dude, and he was like, Well, the Grinch is walking through town, and he sees a young man trying to put a carrot on a snowman's face, but he can't quite reach it.
Which, how did he get, because he couldn't even put the carrot on the face, so how did he get the snowman's head on top of the body and the little...
This is Whoville. They got people to help them.
Yeah, machinations. So the Grinch takes it and pushes the snowman's head off with the carrot, and the kid says, "You're a mean one." But the Grinch out of the screen throws a snowball at him, busts him right in the face. And he continues through the town, and he sees these very gleeful people greeting. There's one guy just greeting everybody. "Hi, Merry Christmas. How you doing? Hey, happy holidays. Hi, how you doing?" And he takes this old lady's cane and grabs this hook that a bunch of reefs are on and pulls it down. And he waits for the guy to come close, and he like hooks to the guy, or the guy grabs it and lets it go, and the dude goes flying in the air. He just shot this dude off. I'm pretty sure he
Which
killed
lets
that
you
guy.
know that he is fucking strong as hell, bro. Grinch, if he can do that and let that guy, oh my God.
And then he is pursued by some carolers who are relentless.
Where the hell did all these ones come from?
They were singing God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. And this song, I saw a video on Instagram where some dude was tripping that because they played this song in here, that it meant that there was a religion and God in this, the Whoville thing. Everybody believes in God or something like that. But
It could just be a Christmas song, right?
the whole premise is Christmas. Christmas. If you believe in Christmas and you're watching a Christmas movie, it's Christ in it. Like,
Christ Mass.
I don't understand.
Some people are stupid.
I mean, I guess so.
He'll watch this on YouTube and he'll get it.
Anyway. Well, the Grinch runs into a store to get away from the carolers.
Which is called Who Foods.
It's a grocery store, and he starts loading up Max's wagon with stuff. He ends up taking a bite out of this pickle and not liking it, spitting it back into the jar, and then putting the jar into someone else's basket.
Okay, both of those people should have felt. The guy should have felt the weight difference of the jar of pickles, and then the woman should have felt the weight added to with the jar of pickles, and neither one of them was.
Dude, they're in the
nothing.
Christmas spirit. I don't care.
Yeah, Chris Speed now. Well, then he sees this lady reaching for this jam or jelly.
She is so short.
He sees the lady reaching for the name Jelly and Jams, and he didn't notice her, and he's like, "Oh," and he puts it back up on top of the shelf.
Yeah, because she was asking him if he was going to use that.
Yeah, and that's when he said no, and he put it back up there, like he didn't even give it to her. And she's like, "Well, that's kind of mean. Why you doing that for?" And he walks off, and he hits the shelf, which causes the jelly jam to fall and break on the ground.
She's like, "Oh, sugar plum."
And then we see Donna talking on the phone to someone, saying that she's not complaining, she's just venting. But she's doing all the work, all the household work herself. She lives with 3 kids, and she has a full-time job. So she's working pretty hard, making breakfast, cleaning up the house, also working, but she's very accurate with her toast toss.
One, we've seen this woman twice now, and she's had a headband on her head both times. I can't keep headbands on my head. I got an odd shaped head, but that shit hurts if you keep it on. So I would not be wearing a headband all the time. And then also she had 2 of the boys, the twins, sitting in the same high chair, which I get it. It's convenience, but also at the same time, I would not have him in the same high chair. And my second note is, where is the dad? Is he dead? Did he leave? Is he out for work?
Maybe she's on the phone talking to him.
Maybe.
Maybe. She ain't complaining. She's just venting. But she starts to take a deep breath and a little chill time. But her daughter asks if she's all right. Old Cindy Lou Who. And that's her mom right there. But the mom says, "Come on and have some breakfast." But she says, "I can't. I have to mail this letter off to Santa." And Cindy Lou says, something is burning. Something smells burning. And it's the toast. So the mom throws one of the suction arrows from the kids' toys, and it shoots right into the toaster machine. So she's very accurate. I think she could be a hit woman. And then she catches both the toes, puts jams on them, and throws them at the two boys, and they start to eat it. And she asks Cindy Lou, "Where you going again?" And she says, "To mail a letter." She says, "Sorry, Mom, gotta go."
Which also, by the way, like, it's December 20th. Like, me personally, I would have not waited till the last minute to send out the Santa letter.
Well, maybe she didn't want to ask Santa for anything special until she realized that her mom was going through all this.
Single mom.
Boom. She goes over and gets one kiss, and Mom says, "All right, you can go." And she says, "Don't do anything I wouldn't do." And Cindy Lou heads out of the house, and on a tube, she jumps on this tube, and like a inner tube, not like a tube, like a tunnel, like an inner tube. She hops onto, like when you go
Sliding. Water skiing, water
doing
floating.
that water stuff, and she just goes sliding down the mountain, skiing down the mountain. This thing.
Wait, no, she was not skiing. Well, she did start with the mountain and
tubing down the
then
mountain.
Yeah.
going down houses and things like that.
Yeah, everything's downhill, and so she's sliding downhill, like hopping off ramps, doing all kind of crazy crap off people's roofs.
Which at this point, I'm thinking, bro, their legs got to be so strong because they got to climb up all this damn snow to get back to their bucket.
And she's actually going through people's houses and just to find the mailman. But she ends up losing the grip of her letter, and she actually crashes into the Grinch. And the Grinch says, "If that was a sled, I would have been dead."
Which she didn't even really apologize for
Cindy
it.
Lou says, "I'm sorry for bumping into you."
No, she did not.
dang.
She said later.
So
Exactly
fast.
that. Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I swore she was all concerned about her letter. I gotta find my letter. I'm sorry.
for bumping into you.
I missed that
but
part.
have you seen my letter?
Oh, okay.
And
I was about
Grinch
to say,
says-
damn, this girl's a bitch.
Yeah, you know.
Koala, you be missing some
Man.
crazy stuff. Like,
The most obvious.
And I got subtitles on too.
Anyway, she says, "Sorry bumping into you, but have you seen my letter?" The Grinch says, "Look, Max, this is just like a Who child, all about me, me, me." And Cindy Lou tries to explain that it isn't just any letter. Yeah, this is the letter. Maybe it's "and the Grinch" is being kind of a smartass and just saying, "Let me guess. This is a list of your demands that what you want for Christmas." And the Grinch says, "If you have a letter that's important, you should just ask him face to face." Oh, I'm sorry. No one's ever seen him. My bad. Come on, Max. Let's get out of here. So the Grinch and Max leave Cindy Lou, and Cindy Lou says, "Bye, doggy," as the letter floats down right into her hands. Then we see the Grinch continuing on his way back home when he runs into the happiest Who alive.
This is totally Panda. Super cheery, friendly, all decked out in Christmas.
Mr. Bricklebaum. And he thinks him and the Grinch are friends. The Grinch tries to make a run for it and hiding from Mr. Bricklebaum while he's putting decorations up on his tree, and he's singing Christmas carols. But the Grinch runs into one of his inflatables as Mr. Bricklebaum is blowing him up.
It's not that he ran into it. That motherfucker punched him in the face.
Oh my God, this snowman clocks the Grinch in the face, and Bricklebaum sees it, and he's like, "Leave Mr. Grinch alone." He deflates the snowman that punched him, and he helps the Grinch up. And Bricklebaum picks up some of Grinch's groceries and sees that he has hair dye, because he has to dye his hair green. And he says, "That's okay. I myself use chocolate explosion."
While he's fluffing up his flawless beard.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm sorry about that, Mr. Grinch." And he says, "You want to apologize for something? Apologize for that. My eyes are burning." And he was pointing at Bricklebaum's house. And Bricklebaum says, "Oh, you haven't heard? The mayor wants 3 times Christmas this year. 3 times the lights, 3 times the eggnog, and 3 times bigger." And the Grinch doesn't believe what he's saying. He thinks it's a joke. And so he just starts cracking up. And Bricklebaum's like, "Oh, did I say something funny?" Good laugh.
yeah, that's Kenan Thompson, ain't it?
Yep.
Yep.
He said, "No, it's not a joke." He shows him this flyer that actually says the mayor wants it 3 times bigger. And then the narrator says, "From the edge of his ledge, way up in the sky, the Grinch felt upset, though he wasn't sure why. It could have been Christmas, all that joy and such, or some thoughts from his past that he just couldn't quite touch. But whatever it was, it made his heart moan, though he was used to it now, this being alone. And now safe in his cave and apart from the fray, he reminded himself, it's better this way."
So I'm going to say the Bricklebaum guy would be considered his neighbor. since that was the last one that we've seen. But also, Grinch isn't coming off as mean. Like, he just seems lonely and sad and
annoyed.
Yeah. I wouldn't say he's being mean.
So, is there cash money in Whoville here? How did he get all those damn groceries?
I don't know. Maybe it's just some
Is it
kind of
like-
like
is it
visibility
free?
check. Maybe food is free. Maybe they have a great siding, great economy that they can provide food for free.
Because I know they have, because that like it would be public works to drive the machine that's making the snowballs and stuff, right? So if he,
And everything's good in Whoville.
I don't know. I feel like he's a genius, and I don't know. I feel like in this world,
just makes money.
Grinch could just either make money or he could just do things at home, like he works from home or something. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's a genius
it
enough
would
to
be
be
funny
able
if it
to.
would have added like he was in the grocery store and he just walks out with all the stuff. You gotta pay for that. Hey.
But he's sitting in a chair with Max, and he pets him a little bit. And so there's some kind of kindness or niceties that the Grinch can display. He cares for Max. We then see like this monster-like creature coming down the steps, but it turns out to be Cindy Lou all in her ski gear. And she falls down, but she's not hurt because she has so many layers on. She says, "I'm wearing 4 ski jackets." And her mom says, "Aren't you a little hot?" Cindy Lou says, "Yeah, sweating a little bit." And the mom says, You're going somewhere. And she says, "The North Pole." She has to talk to Santa. It's really important. And the mom says, "Oh, good luck. I guess I'll see you in about a month." And Cindy Lou says, "It takes a month to get to the North Pole?" Her mom's like, "At least. And Christmas will be over." And Cindy Lou says, "Well, I guess I'm either come up with another plan." And Mom says, "Maybe you can put the halo on the angel." And she said, "Okay." But back into the Grinch's cave.
Wait, hold on, pause. So I did notice the stockings. I guess the dad is not in the picture whatsoever because there was only 4 stockings hanging over the fireplace. And then also, my question is, for Cindy Lou, for needing to talk to Santa and all that, do they not have like Santa viewings at any of the stores? Or, because like, in the real world, you can take your child to the mall and you see Santa and they can sit on the lap and be like, "Oh, I want this for Christmas."
This is like the real world.
Like, blah, 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 blah. So,
There's only one Santa in this world.
Back, like the Lebanon Parade.
Yeah.
Back in the Grinch cave, you can still hear that alarm clock going off at the bottom. So he ends up throwing his nightstand down and crushing it, shutting it up for good.
which his nightstand wasn't next to him. So
And then we see him and Max eating at this large dinner table. They're both at the end of each end of the table, being blocked by this huge candle in the middle. And he asks Max what he wants to do today. And Max imagined him driving a convertible with the Grinch hanging out the window with his tongue out. So the Grinch says, "No idea, huh? I got an idea." And then we see the Grinch playing this organ, like really well, actually. It's what they called Whoville. I imagine him playing the Grinch. And Max is hitting the cymbals on this little drum set that he has. And the Grinch continues to play "All by Myself" on the organ. And Max is getting excited, hitting the cymbals. And the Grinch gets a little upset and tells Max to leave. So Max goes to his bed and the Grinch continues to play. And
which is he building all this furniture? Like, how is he getting? Because if you would have looked, it's like with him being in the
I don't think
cave,
it
like
matters.
there's like this huge stairway, thin stairway. So did he just build the piano right then and there? Did he get it delivered? Did someone set it up for him?
no one cares about
I
that.
want to know.
Oh my God.
It was there when he moved in. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
I'm looking at this cave and I'm like,
last
how is this?
I thought you was talking about that one. Chapter 9. That, yeah.
Oh, with a friend?
Yeah.
No, that's big.
Not there yet.
No, the candle.
That is the candle. That is the candle. Well, he follows Max and he tells him, "All right, I'm sorry. You're a good dog, but a bad drummer."
But if he was so mean, like the Jim Carrey one, like he would have never have apologized.
What would you like to do next? And then we see Max and the Grinch playing chess. And the Grinch distracts Max, I guess he was losing, with a ball. And while Max is running off to go get it, the Grinch just plays the game and beats him. They start feeling this vibration. So the Grinch rushes outside to see this huge tree being carried by balloons and these little helicopter things. And it's Brickle Bomb. And he's super excited about lighting this tree up. He tells the Grinch that he can celebrate Christmas with the rest of us.
Where the hell did they get this big ass tree at?
He said, "I'll see you later, Grinchy." The Grinch says, "No, you won't." It's pretty fun.
The biggest trees grow on the tallest mountains.
There you go. And he said, I will not be celebrating, and that tree has to go. So next, we see the whole town of Whoville preparing the great big Christmas tree that we seen a little bit earlier, with each family bringing their own custom-made giant Christmas tree ornament
Which
to put
they
on the
look
tree.
amazing. What ornament would y'all guys make? If you were a Who in Whoville, what ornament would y'all make?
Making this huge Whoville dick. I don't know.
Because there was a whole bunch of, Brickabomb had a fiery dragon. There was a whole bunch of angels. There was a Santa head.
Let's get to it. I'd make me a big old panda
I think I'd do a panda.
with a Santa hat.
I think I want a chainsaw gun.
Okay.
Also, how's this tree standing up?
We got a big tree stand.
But if you looked at the base, there was no tree stand.
Well,
Dug it in the ground.
there you go.
Yeah.
Cindy Lou and her family have made an angel for the tree, but she sees all kind of ornaments like dragons, donuts, teddy bears, and aliens. Brickleball made a Christmas dragon. He said it came to him in a dream, and he's so excited about it. And the families bring their ornaments up to this tree, and on this fantastical Who invention, this the equipment they have, the guy just comes lowering and rising down. He comes down, grabs their ornaments, and goes flying back up to the top of the tree. And the Grinch is watching from a distance with his little telescope. And we see the lady, the host of, I guess she's a mayor.
It was a Mayor McGurkle or Mayor McCrinkle or something like that.
Yeah, she's like, this is going to light up the sky. But the Grinch says, not on my watch. You don't. Cindy Lou runs over to her friend Grouper, and she says, I need to talk to you about something really important. And he's making snow cones out of snowballs, just putting syrup on the snowballs and eating them. So
It's not sanitary.
They run to this little merry-go-round thing with this little door entrance that they go into. And I guess it's a little secret hideout these kids just to hang out in, I guess. But they go over to the top, and they're talking about what's going to happen on Christmas Eve this year. And they're going to wait for Santa Claus.
Whoa.
Yep. And he says, that's crazy. And she's like, yeah, I really need to talk to him about something personal. But I'm telling you because you're my best friend. It's about my mom.
Oh, no. I don't she was very specific about it. It's really personal. Well, this is your best friend. So, I mean, because she was kind of hesitant about telling him about it in the first place. So I was like, I don't really like that.
I don't think that don't even matter. She's talking about her mom. She says she works all night and takes care of us all day. And it just isn't fair. She acts like she's fine, but I know it's really hard for her. So I figured if anyone could fix that, it'd be Santa. And Grouper says, wow, I just asked him for a turtle. And so Miss Gurkle starts the tree lighting.
McGurkle. I just looked
And she says it's time to light the tree while the Grinch is preparing a catapult with a giant snowball inside of it. Do you imagine if this plan worked? It would have been random. They don't what the hell was that?
Well, it would have hurt because there was a whole bunch of people standing around the tree waiting for it to light up. So if the snowball,
been killed.
I think it would have hit the tree.
the tree would have fell over and
No, it's
hit.
a big tree.
It was a big tree, but
A big tree would have fell over.
even whatever. So if he hits the tree, ornaments are gonna fall, and people are around the tree, and those ornaments gonna hit
It's
somebody
paper
on the
mache.
head. Okay,
I'm pretty sure some of them are wood.
never mind. What was that dragon made of?
That was a paper dragon.
Yeah, okay.
Came to him in a dream. When he tried to attach the catapult itself to the trigger mechanism, it comes loose from its little socket, a little brake thing, the wheel stops he had on there.
Because he put the rope for the thing that he was trying to attach it to was underneath the rope for the brake. So when he pulled it tight, it popped the rope off, which popped the brakes off.
So much for that genius. Mm-hmm. Well, the catapult almost goes over the edge of the cliff, but the Grinch is able to climb up and get into the basket to balance it out and stabilize it. He says, whew, that could have been so much worse.
Which I would have immediately gotten off the wooden thing because it was so close to the edge.
That's a premium type right there.
And that's when the catapult activates and launches him straight into the Whoville Christmas tree, where he falls down and falls through Bricklebaum's dragon ornament, where Bricklebaum says, "Oh, my dragon can fly."
Which, can nobody see the Grinch? He's a big green hairy dude falling from the tree.
He falls all the way down to the activation button, and the tree lights up, and he is the one who lit it up. And the ornament string that he was attached to is the one keeping him from smashing into the ground, catapults him back into the air as the tree is lit up and all of Whoville can see it, and the Grinch is stuck in the middle of it, seeing all of the lights and all of the people. He walked through the crowd and he hears the sounds and the lights, and his ears or head starting to thump, and then I think that's the narration thing. The lights and the sounds and his ears, and heard the thump of their joy and delights, and it took him right back to the earliest years, to that lost lonely boy who cried all of those tears. That lost lonely boy who was isolated and said, with no home of his own. I don't know where the rhyme's at. No mom, no dad, and as the Grinch looked around, he felt downright scared as he remembered that Christmas was where nobody cared.
Yeah, there it is.
Where nobody showed not even a flea, and there were no cards, no gifts, no tree.
Which that was a very sad, because it took him back to the orphanage. That
And
orphanage
as he
was
watched
bared.
other kids, one thing became clear, that this was the single worst day of the year. And now, here it was, that day once again. And he felt all those feelings he felt way back when he watched who's young and old all sit down to feast. And they'd feast and they'd feast, and they'd feast. They'd feast on who pudding and rare who roast beast, which is something the Grinch could not stand in the least.
Okay.
And then they do something he liked least of all. Every who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the who's would start singing. Fa hoo do re, welcome Christmas, Christmas Day.
Are you good? Can I? So with the whole orphanage part, where the hell were the workers at to put some life into the orphanage? And then is he the only kid at the orphanage? And then why did everybody leave him out? Like, they would have seen that. And then my hindsight is, if I was a who in Whoville and I seen the orphanage being all bare, no Christmas lights, no Christmas decorations, I would have donated. Like, I feel like that would have been the workers' job to be like, hey, donations are required to bring some life into this place.
Maybe his parents left him to start their own orphanage.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
Hey, it all comes together, guys.
There we go. Full circle. And they'll sing, 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 sing. Yes, he could recall without feeling the sting. So the Grinch declared, I must stop this whole thing. It seems the Grinch was an orphan. No one adopted him, and no one really cared to show him a lot of love, you know? And the worst day was a Christmas where he's seen all the other who's and people getting presents, and he got nothing. So now he hates Christmas, which I guess is a pretty good reason.
What was the other one on Grinch Who Stole Christmas? The one that Jim Carrey had? What was his? His
where they were actually mean to
They
him.
were the mayor.
The kids were bullying
Yeah.
him,
Yeah.
and they didn't like him.
Because he was in school with them. And they ended up,
grew
because
up
he was
with-
hairy, and the mayor, when he was a kid, ended up making fun of him after being shaved and stuff. So they were like legitimately like fucking mean to the Grinch.
So yeah.
He had a
One
reason.
one who was a hooah.
But in this scene somewhere around there, he said he's been putting up for it for 53 years. So is he 53 years old then, or
He's had to put up with it for 53 years.
Well,
so I
He's gotta
guess,
be
or if
50.
he's
At least.
yeah.
56.
So has he just repressed the reason why he hates Christmas the whole entire time? And then him going through Christmas, he just got so frazzled with all the light sounds, and he just remembered everything on why he hates Christmas.
I think he goes through this it's like he's probably like at a midlife crisis, right? Where he's like, oh, if I don't do something about this now, I'm gonna regret it for the rest of my
Right,
life.
okay.
And stuff. 'Cause you see how he's already got to dye his
Hair.
yeah. So.
Well, then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. He says, I know just what to do. I'm going to steal their Christmas. The Grinch figures if he steals all of their stuff, their decorations and their presents, that their happiness will be all gone as well. And then he tells Max to prepare because tomorrow we begin, and then the light strikes.
So I think this is where they kind of messed up in this version of the Grinch, because you see all the Who's being very friendly, they're being very loving, they're nice, you don't see fights, you don't see kids fighting over toys, or even the kids having like an abundance of toys for them to be spoiled. So with Grinch saying, well, they see it as Christmas is just about things, and I feel like in the Jim Carrey version, they made it clear that they were being spoiled and things like that. So I don't know. I feel like they kind of messed up with this version of Grinch for that.
I think so. He started Christmas. He's going to shut it down.
Well, then say that. Don't just say it's all about things, because...
Well, that's what he believes that they like. They like all their things. Have you ever seen somebody bang their jing-tangas? Exactly.
Wait, what?
The next morning, Max hears the bell ringing as usual and gets the breakfast like he normally does.
No, that was a
And when he gets up to the top room to bring him breakfast, he sees a Grinch in workout pants that say "Go Time." While he takes Max to the inner cave and he shows him this huge chalkboard, he flips it over to reveal his plan.
this huge blackboard, and then Santa Claus is just very tiny.
And he tells Max that he's going to become Santa Claus. He says instead of giving joy and happiness, he'll take it away. And if he can deliver Christmas to the whole world in one night, well, the Grinch can certainly steal it from one little old Whoville. What's Santa have that the Grinch doesn't? Max barks, and Grinch says, "Oh, that's hurtful."
So does the Grinch able to communicate with Max, or is he just so used to Max, or is he just so lonely that he's just thinking Max is like have a response?
I'd like to believe he can communicate with him.
Okay.
I think even in the Jim Carrey version, he was able to.
Yeah,
right.
To him. And then we see Lindy Sue Lou. And then we see Cindy Lou rolling a bowling ball into the kitchen. And her mom is asking, what are you doing with that? And she says, it's a secret. So her mom throws her some waffles and she heads out of the house on a little sled bike.
I'm guessing Whoville is super safe because you just keep seeing all these kids just going off on their own, and like the parents, I don't know, totally fine with it.
I guess so. And she meets up with her friends. Mm-hmm. And he takes a math book and uses it as a zip line on this snow-covered tree branch and hops in with Cindy Lou and her little crazy little bike thing. And they go to their secret little tree house that they had built off back in the woods. Nice little treehouse, though, and they use the bowling ball as a counterweight to lift them up into the treehouse. This is the intricate little treehouse, man. Mm-hmm. They've built here. This is something.
I don't know. I feel like the adults would have to do it because there was electricity in there. So,
well, Grouper loves waffles, and as she's explaining or trying to get ideas for how to capture Santa, our first plan is that she's going to sit in the living room with her eyes wide open, and when she starts to drift off, she's going to open them even wider. And her friend's like, yeah, you're going to fall asleep. And by the time you wake up, he'll be gone. Nothing but cookie crumbs. And then her friends comes up with a new plan that says, we pour maple syrup on the roof. When the reindeers get there, they get stuck. And then Cindy's like, but won't the maple syrup just freeze? And then Cindy Lou says, we're going to need the whole gang for this. I knew idea. So back at the Grinch cave, Grinch has a book all about Christmas traditions, food, clothing, even Santa. The Grinch decides to start by finding them a reindeer. So he goes out to, this field or tundra and blows this reindeer horn.
It's a rain horn.
It's a rain horn, yep. And it's supposed to attract reindeer. But he blows it, and this one goat comes hopping up to him, and the Grinch says, oh, sorry, little goat. I was calling for the reindeer. And then the goat just goes, and scares the shit out of the Grinch, man. And he's like, whoa, what was that?
I'm pretty sure I was dying laughing in this movie, in the movie theater when this came out.
Yes, and he kept the cane in between him and the goat. Like, stay back. Get back, you strange goat. And the Grinch and Max continue on their search for this special reindeer. and the goat is following them, and he tells it, "Go away." And the goat kind of sombers off all sad. But the Grinch comes over a hill after walking up who knows how far, searching for the reindeer.
Frozen.
He finally sees a field full of reindeer after being frozen, and the Grinch is super excited. He says, "We'll have 100 reindeer to pull our..." And that's when the goat, who has been following them, screams again and scares off all of the reindeer except for one huge one.
How did they not realize that the goat was still following them? And then also, with the reindeer like ran away, why wouldn't he just try the rain horn again? Just blow that again and then they'll come back.
Well, because then another fucking goat.
Did that
And then
goat
they'll have
just
2 screaming goats. But
At least they got one reindeer.
the fattest one of all?
Yeah.
yeah, he is pretty large. He's a high-calorie reindeer. So the Grinch decides he's going to try to catch him. So he sneaks up on behind him in this snow like pile, kind of like Bugs Bunny does when he digs underground. And he throws this rope at the big guy, but he's too big for the rope to go around him. So the Grinch has to hide again with his little hair sticking out. And so the reindeer feels it and turns around and sees the Grinch's hair, thinks it's grass, and goes over and starts biting on it. So he bites on the Grinch's hair, but the Grinch pops out and scares him. And he takes off running. And the Grinch lassos the reindeer's antlers, and he's being drugged like water skiing on a lake, man. He's getting up and being pulled by it.
Is this the same rope that he couldn't get around?
Yeah.
Like, how is it this big now?
Well, he's being pulled, and he runs straight into a tree.
Why did he just let that go? Like, he had to see the tree was coming.
Well, when he wakes up, the reindeer's licking his face, and it turns out he's a friendly reindeer.
Which, didn't he make... The Grinch made a comment about how he was like, well, we didn't get all of them, but this reindeer looks like he ate 7 reindeer or something like that before he tried to catch them or something crazy like that. And then also, how did the Grinch get the reindeer to follow? Like, is it the theme that he's able to understand Max? Is he just able to understand all?
I think
Animals?
since it's so fat, it's like it's walking grass. He's like, I got gas. I got a whole bunch of grass right here.
Later that night, we see Cindy Lou and her whole group of friends show up, and it's a meeting that they want to know what other kids want to know what's going on. And she says, "Follow me." So they go to this beautiful little light display, and Cindy Lou tells them that in 48 hours, we're going to do something that's that's never been done before. You know, we're going to trap Santa Claus.
Awesome.
Yeah. And the kids are like, okay, I get it.
Well,
You convinced me.
no, because they ended up asking her why, and she's like, well, it's a secret. And then that's if you're not going to tell me about it, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, one kid was like, why? And he says, we're going to steal his toys, duh. And Cindy Lou says, no, we're not going to steal his toys. We're going to talk to him. And they don't really want to do it. And they ask her, well, why? And she said, it's kind of personal.
Another thing, these are her friends. Like, why the hell can she not just explain? Like, I get it.
My business. Why the fuck does she trust?
Well, if she's wanting them to do something, and I get it with her explanation later on, like why she's just like, okay, I do things for you without asking why. But this is about her mom. Like, are these more of like the bad kids and she doesn't want her reputation ruined? Is that why she doesn't want to explain that she's doing something good for her mom? Because like one of the kids had a timer. So did he get in trouble? Like, is this bad kids?
Seemed like bad kids. I mean, his first suggestion was steal Santa's presents, so I'm sure they gave you a clue there. But there's like, we don't want to do it if you're not going to tell us. And she says, well, when you wanted to borrow $16 from my mom's purse, did I ask why? And they said no. And she starts to reveal another guy's little favor that she had done, and he's like, okay, I'm in. Cindy Lou says, let's do this. And then there's a montage of them rolling through town on their cool little like different little fender floppers and dinner choppers and all kind of weird names for their bikes and stuff. But then the parents start calling, and they all go their separate ways. And Cindy Lou says, first thing in the morning. And then we see the Grinch sneaking around Bricklebaum's house. But the snow is extremely loud. They're like sneaking through it, and he's like, this is the loudest snow I've ever heard in my life. And he tells them to go around back and wait for him to drop the sleigh off the roof. Because Bricklebaum has this huge sleigh, which I thought was a decoration, but it's the actual really sleigh on top of his roof. So he makes his way up to the house, and he didn't realize that Bricklebaum had a bulldog, and she's sleeping like in this little doghouse that's built into the house. That's pretty cool. But the Grinch takes this ladder and sets it up. But when he starts to climb, it just sinks all the way into the snow. The whole ladder is just gone.
But he did it right next to the dang dog. Why did he go grab the ladder and go around the other side?
She wakes up and starts chasing him, and he's able to climb his way onto the balcony area, but the dog is now inside.
How?
Barking at him through the window, trying to get to the Grinch, and she jumps out the window and starts chasing him on the front porch. When the Grinch accidentally hits the ring bells, or Grayson says ring bell, and she hits the doorbell, and Bricklebomb comes out and said, "What's going on?" He sees his bulldog pop out of the snow that fell off the roof where the Grinch had climbed over the little awning, and he's like, "Who taught Mabel to ring the doorbell? Oh, that's awesome! You smart dog, you!" And he takes the dog inside, and the Grinch continues to climb the house. But he looks inside and he sees this Christmas party going on, and everyone's singing together, having a good time with each other.
He seems to pause and to seem like to watch them, and I don't know, his face expression seems to be kind of like, I'm kind of left out, lonely, sad.
He continues to climb up to the top to get the sled decoration, which is actually a real sled, but
nobody hears this.
That's Bricklebomb for you.
Nobody
They're
hears.
having a party, okay?
Come on, that's loud. It has to be loud.
I don't know. I wouldn't have heard nobody on Zay's roof if somebody was climbing up there.
Yeah.
And the sleigh and all that
Well, we had
stuff.
music going on.
Yeah,
We was
karaoke.
drinking, and we was playing the games that was competitive. So we yelling at each other, but we wouldn't have heard shit.
Well, the Grinch is about to undo the lights around the sled, and he sees old Mabel, the bulldog,
On the roof.
is still up there.
How did she get up there?
She charges him and knocks him off the roof, but the lights sling him and her through one of the doors, and he actually throws her into the house, and she goes flying. I was able to grab some hot chocolate and cake on the way, sliding across the table. She slides right up to Bricklebomb, and she brings him a cake and hot chocolate, and he's like, "Oh man, look, Mabel delivering cakes now? This gotta be the best Christmas, or what?" And the Grinch.
Nobody seen that?
The Grinch is slung right back outside because he's tied up to those lights that are stuck to the sleigh. And he falls off the roof, and the light goes around the reindeer head, and they take off running. And Bricklebomb sees it outside and says, "I don't know what's in this cake, but I think I just saw Santa Claus. Let me get another piece." Back at home, the Grinch is talking about how great the day was and how much style they had. And Max wants to go to bed in Grinch's bed. But
He's
the
kind of
Grinch,
begging.
yeah, but Grinch is like, "You know the rules. You sleep in your bed, and I sleep in mine." When he turns to see the reindeer with sad eyes as well. And both of them, the reindeer and Max, are giving Grinch the sad eyes. And he says, "Fine, this one time." And both Max and the reindeer crawl into Grinch's twin-sized bed.
How the hell
And
did
they all go to sleep.
fit in there? When she asked Max at one point if he's been teaching the reindeer how to do like puppy dog eyes. How did that bread not break? Or how did that bed not break?
The next morning, it seems the reindeer's up first, walking around the kitchen trying to find something to eat. He sees Max's espresso machine and starts smiling.
Which he broke when he stood on the wooden stool. He immediately broke that. But then when he was working on the coffee machine, that coffee machine's sturdy as hell because he didn't break that.
Well, then we see Max waking up, and he hears a crashing in the kitchen, so he goes to check it out and discovers that the reindeer are trying to make an espresso coffee. And it looks like he's going to end up destroying everything, but he actually does. He makes their espresso coffee pretty good.
Which Max was living it up in the bed because he was sleeping on the pillow with all the Grinch's covers on him, and then Grinch is next door like curling a ball because he was shivering.
Well, now they're at the large table, and the Grinch is talking about how good the coffee was made. And the Max can't really look like But the Grinch wants to go out and practice some of the new techniques that they're going to be using and to scout out the town. So he tells Fred the reindeer to stay at the table while outside he has hooked Max up to a drone helicopter-like thing, and he's going to scout the Whoville for potential targets. I don't know why he actually needed Max on this thing. Like, he could have just had a remote drone and go do it, but yeah, he had Max out there flying around the city, looking at decorations, what people are shopping for, and he sees Bricklebomb talking about his sleigh is being gone, but Max is distracted and tries to bite some sausages, which get caught up in the propellers.
Which, by the way, the owner of the sausage business had his back turned to him. Can people not are these hooves deaf? Like, you got a dog and a little, like, the papella, you would have heard that. And then it got caught up in sausages, like, and he was munching on like, this would have been loud, and he didn't turn around.
She said, helicopter.
Well, Max returns back into the Grinch's face. Once they go back into the cave, the Grinch is looking for Fred, the reindeer, and he finds them in the kitchen, and he says that, what are you doing? And he has the whipped cream in his mouth. He sprays it in his mouth, and it comes out of his nose, and he swallows all of it. But they go deeper into the cave where the Grinch has a replica city built of Whoville, and he's going over which houses and in which order he's going to hit all of them.
There is 223 houses in that small town.
And he has the whole setup saying that there's going to be temptation all around them for Max and Fred. And he tells him the presents are enemy. You'll want to unwrap it. You play with it, but you must not. And if you can pass the present, the only obstacle left is the cookie. And he tells them they need discipline and we must resist.
Yeah, because they both try to immediately eat the cookie.
Yeah, they was ready for that cookie.
That did look like a good Santa cookie.
It was a nice Santa cookie.
Impressive.
And after Fred ate it, Max was wanting his own. But then we go back to Cindy Lou and her friends. One of their houses, I think it's Cindy Lou's, and they're setting up this little mock trap that they're going to set for Santa. And Cindy's looking at the fireplace and says, 3, 2, 1. That means you, Grouper. And Grouper comes flying down the chimney. I don't know why they had to stick him up the dang chimney. But he comes dressed as Santa. And he's doing this little play. And they're like, you don't have to oversell it. This ain't theater, bro. Like, just grab the cookie like you're supposed to. And he's like, well, why had to get all dressed up?
Which also, by the way, there was a string attached to the cookie. Like, obviously, a big, obvious string. Like, Santa ain't stupid. He would have looked at him like, this looks weird.
Well, they say that, too. They say it's going to be dark. You ever seen Santa with a flashlight?
The Christmas lights would be on. No. The Christmas lights would be on.
With flashlight.
So does Santa have night vision?
Well, the cookie ends up grabbing the cookie and it launches him out the window. Or so they think. They look back and his Grouper has just been stripped of his uniform and he's naked holding the cookie to cover his private parts there.
His wiener.
And that's when the Grinch, we go back and he's tinkering with this sleigh a little bit and he looks like he's giving it a new paint job and put some of that Whoville technology into it. It has a little side card for Max, even though the center seat should have been big enough for both of them.
Well, you got to think if he's going to be stealing all these presents, that might be making not enough space. But once again, he puts extra love and thought into Max. This Grinch is not evil or mean.
Well, he tells Fred that he's going to be the engine of the sleigh, and he puts this harness on him, and he activates the sled, which takes this little pincher out and pinches Fred's tail, and Fred takes off running down the hill.
I feel like that was unnecessary. He didn't have to pinch his tail.
And the Grinch is really putting the sled through its paces when he runs into a frozen lake. They lose their traction for a little bit, but they finally get off the lake, and the Grinch is feeling good about this when Fred stops and sees more reindeer. And the Grinch says,
baby reindeer.
I'm sorry, I have all I need. I don't need any more. But then he realizes this is Fred's family. The Grinch says, it's okay, Fred. And he takes the harness off of Fred so that he can be with his family.
Sweet moment. Once again, another showing that Grinch is not evil.
And then we hear the narrator again. It was the day before Christmas, and the Whos were abuzz. All the things that a Christmas Who does. Some were out buying presents, others just milled about there. Milled about there. But the whole town felt joyous of that. There was no doubt. The weather was perfect, and soon snow would fall. This surely would be the best Christmas of all. And then we see Max in the cave again, going down to check on the Grinch, bring him his breakfast, and he's got some mixed dingo. I don't know what the hell I was trying to say. He's got some kind of crazy
ate your baby.
stilt-like gadget on the bottom of his boots, and this.
He was bringing him a mixed drink. He was bringing him coffee.
Oh, okay, yeah, but he's got this crazy ass invention where he's got these stilts where he hits the little button and he can grow super tall and reach whatever. But the Grinch says it's going to be a big night, and I have all the gizmos and gasmos that we need. So they're going to do a little stitching. And then this montage comes up with the Grinch getting ready for the big night, creating his Santa Claus suit. When it's over, he tells Max that he's a sturdy little fella. Loyal, very loyal. In fact, you're the best dog the Grinch could hope for. And that is why I'm promoting you. Max, You will guide my sleigh tonight.
Which also, by the way, like, Grinch is a great tinkerer. Why in the hell does Max have to guide his sleigh? Like, you would think that he would have made an invention or made something for the sleigh to drive itself.
Well, Max looks at the sleigh and then looks at the Grinch and he barks in approval. And he grins like he's really excited for this. And the Grinch says, I knew you wouldn't let me down. And then the narrator says, it was now Christmas Eve. There was joy in the air, for in just a few hours, Santa Claus will be there, and the gifts will be left, and the stockings will be filled, and the anticipation, well, it started to build. And we see all the kids getting ready for bed, doing what they can to get themselves tired.
Get ready for bed.
Yeah, I think I quit the rhyming thing. We see the kids all getting ready for bed, and they're doing whatever they can to get themselves tired. Some of them are running in place. Some of them trying to count sheep. You know, one girl's calculating how many minutes it is until Christmas morning or something. Well, Gruber is on a walkie-talkie with Cindy Lou, telling her he wishes her good luck with Santa Claus. So Donna, Cindy Lou's mom, comes in and asks if she has any last wishes for Santa. And they have a conversation about how good she is and things they love about each other. And they say goodnight.
Which I absolutely love her bed under the window. Like, that's amazing. Would love. Well, I don't feel like it would be realistic being able to sleep under the window.
Well,
but it looks amazing.
Her mom closes the door, turns the lights off, and then we see Cindy Lou open her eyes right back up. And it must be sometime later because Cindy Lou goes downstairs and grabs her gadgets and gazmos and prepares for the night that will come.
So in the original, like, book that Dr. Seuss made, was Cindy Lou Who like this involved, or just like? No,
she was just a sweet, innocent little Who, and we only seen her the one time when the Grinch went into the house.
Okay, I thought so. Man, putting her in a whole bunch of stuff.
The narrator says the Grinch was now ready to start his big trip. He stood like a captain aboard his big ship. Yes, the time had now come to take off like a shot. Here we go, Max. Let's see what you've got. And Max starts to pull the sled, but as he pulls, he doesn't go anywhere. He just digs himself into the snow.
Yeah, there's no way Max will be able to pull it.
Especially with all that weight.
Max is a tiny ass dog. He's like a terrier creature. Like,
the Grinch asks, Max, you okay? And he feels a little jerk on the sleigh. And it's Max who hasn't given up. He's still pulling the sleigh, and he ends up getting enough momentum to pull it downhill. And the narrator says, and now the Grinch came on his great fateful ride towards the good homes of Whoville and the Christmas inside. He had planned it, prepped it in detail, big and small. Yes, he'd get rid of Christmas now, once and for all. He began robbing the houses with all these cool-ass gadgets, man. He was using everything. He used his candy cane that pretty much
shoots out nets.
Yeah, it turns into a flashlight. And the narrator says he was ready to pounce and set the score right. He'd make up for the past, and he'd do it tonight. And he uses his candy cane as a magnet. And then the narrator says, he swept up their presents with the speed of a whiz, and he knew he'd cause sadness only theirs, now not his.
So this doesn't seem to be a very quiet business of him going down the chimney, using these gadgets to shoot the nets out, which collects all of it. Like, I feel like this isn't not a very quiet. So does the Who's have hearing loss? Because this is like the third or fourth time where I'm just like, how do they not hear him?
They sleep at me. All this access and nonsense. It was all about greed, about meaningless stuff that they don't even need. He uses the candy cane as like net guns and just takes everybody's stuff. He likes these gadgets, man. He's like Batman. Grinch is a genius.
Which I didn't.
If he made that stuff.
Yeah, he did. So for all these Grinch movies, after watching this one many times over, my thinking is, since Grinch took everything and he never ran into the true Santa, and even in the morning time, everybody still had everything missing, are these movies pretty much saying that Santa isn't real, or just showing he just never came up on Christmas Eve?
Maybe he already delivered the presents. You ever think about that? Mm-hmm. And the narrator says that the Grinch went to work. He scooped up the toys. He raced against time. He raced against joy. He hit a few snags as he made his way through an angry orange cat and a sleepwalking who. He stole pop-up bicycles, real estates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorns, and plums, gadgets and gizmos, and dolls with strange names, goofballs and schloofballs, and video games. This lackey is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and he's got this, his sack is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and he's got this device just to rip the decorations off of whole houses, just all of it in one rip. And he was, he's ready for everything, man. He just took everything, and the narrator says... And he swiped and he poached. Yes, the stealing was on. And this day that he hated, well, he made it be gone. And then the Grinch finally arrived at the last house. He ripped the lights off outside with ease and jumped down the chimney. And it was Cindy Lou's house. He threw this ninja star at the Christmas tree, like wrapped it up real fast. And he sees this cookie and says, what the heck? And he grabs it.
Which is crazy because he was telling Fred and Max to never get distracted, and he didn't eat any cookies the rest of the time. So it's very convenient that the last house, which was the house that was set up for a trap for him, was the one that he took.
Yeah, but he was done. He was ready to go. He thought it was good night.
I would say this is my last hindsight of this movie. For Cindy Lou, what did you just say?
Nothing. No.
I would have said I wouldn't have come up with the whole trap thing because, like, all she had to do was write a letter to make, like, put it set next to the dang cookie and for him to read.
So he grabs the cookie, and that's when the string is pulled. There's a sign that pops down and says, "Welcome, Santa." And Cindy Lou, who was alerted by the trap she had snared the Grinch in, she comes down and sees Santa, or the Grinch, hanging from the ceiling fan. And she says, "I'll have you down. Just give me a minute." And she goes and cuts the cord and untangles him. And the Grinch falls, and she goes to check on him. And he's a little woozy now. She gives him a glass of milk, and he says, "Thanks." And she says, "I can't believe it's really you." And he says, Yeah. And she says, "I'm sorry about the trapping thing, but I really need to talk to you." And that's when she noticed that the Christmas tree was wrapped up. And she says, "Why are you taking the Christmas tree?" And he says, one of the lights went working, so I'm taking it back to my workshop to see if I can fix it, she says, "Oh, I didn't know you did that." Mm-hmm. And he says, "Yeah, sure. Now, why don't you go back upstairs? And then when you wake up, the tree will be fixed and presents will be waiting for you." And Cindy Lou says, Wait, you don't understand. I don't want presents. I want you to help my mom. She works so hard and is always doing stuff for other people. And I just want her to be happy." And the Grinch says, "You want me to help your mom?" And Cindy Lou says, "You're Santa. You make people happy, and everyone should be happy, right?" And the Grinch says, "Yeah, I guess they should." And Cindy Lou says, "Are you okay?" And he says, "Yeah, I'm fine. I want you to go back to bed." Cindy Lou says, "I wish you could celebrate with us tomorrow. We all gather around and sing, and it's so beautiful that if you close your eyes and listen, all of your sadness just goes away." And the Grinch says, "Oh, that sounds nice." And Cindy Lou gives him a hug, and he hugs her back. And she says, "Thank you." Santa says goodnight. She says goodnight, and he climbs back out of the house with all their stuff. But he's a little off. And Max noticed something's wrong, something's on his face, and he says, "I just met the strangest little girl." And he shakes it off, and he's like, "All right, Max, let's go." And the narrator says that he tried to forget it, but the words were in his head, and he found something about what the young girl had said. It was hard to imagine. Could it really be true? But if they could all be happy, maybe he could be too. So the Who start to wake up first thing Christmas morning. And we see Cindy Lou, and she goes down to the living room and sees that everything's gone.
Yeah, Santa lied to her.
And the narrator says her head felt unsteady and her heart was just sick. Oh no, it must be a joke or a prank or a trick. Who would do such a thing? Who would stoop down this low? And then one little girl realized she might just know. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, the Grinch rode his load to the tip top to dump it. So the kids start wondering where all the decorations and presents were, and Cindy Lou says, "It's all my fault. I trapped Santa last night because I wanted to ask him to do something special for you, but I think I made him mad." And that's when he stole everyone's Christmas presents. And Donna, her mom, says, No, it's not your fault. He didn't steal Christmas. He stole stuff. Christmas is in here. And besides, I already have the greatest gift of all. Talking about her daughter.
Which, by the way, is she wearing another headband?
Shut up.
And then the Grinch seen pushing up the big sack full of stuff all over this cliff. He's about to dump it all, man. This dude is wrecked up.
I'm thinking the Who's are obviously deaf, but also blind. Because how in the hell did they not see this big sleigh with this big red sack and Christmas trees at the very top of the mountain? Like, it's a white mountain and it's not that far away. You see in the distance a big red thing. You telling me they didn't see that?
You mean a big red blah, blah, blah.
They're blind.
Helicopter.
But then he hears the Who's singing, and he's confused as to why they're singing. He says, I don't understand, Max. Don't they know what I've done? And they're all singing like nothing has ever gone wrong.
Which is, they're singing around that big Christmas tree.
And the narrator says, as he watched the small girl, he thought he might melt. If he did what she did, would he feel what she felt? So the Grinch closed his eyes and listened to the singing, and there was a smile on his face for the feeling that it was bringing.
I do like the fact that the Grinch faced his own fears, anxiety, and problems, and he opened himself up to do and feel better.
And the luscious sound swelled, reaching up to the skies, and the Grinch heard with his heart, and they tripled in size.
Nothing's huge.
Everybody's sleeping. You don't see shit when you're sleeping.
Now, once I get to that point, you see it. Which I feel like if he was to take away all the decorations, he should have figured out how to remove the big 3 times Christmas tree.
Well, the cart started to roll over the edge of the cliff after his heart had started growing bigger and bigger. Well, he tries to stop it. So he jumped after the falling sleigh and used his candy cane grappling hook to grapple back up onto the side of the mountain so that the sleigh wouldn't fall to its death and crumple and crush everything that there is in there. But the edge of the cliff ended up breaking off and went tumbling down. But Fred and his family ended up grabbing the edge of the grappling hook and pulled the sleigh and him back over with the help of Max.
Which I feel like that would hurt because Fred grabbed the grappling hook, but the wife grabbed his tail and the baby grabbed her tail.
It's okay.
Like, that felt like that would hurt. Their tails would have been torn off. Bit off.
And the narrator says, having heard the Who's goodness, having felt the Who's song, he tried to make right what he had made wrong. So as the Who's are singing, they hear his horn, and they see this huge sled full of stuff and borns.
That's wrong.
The rhyming stopped. He comes flying up through the city. The Grinch does, sitting on top of this huge sack of stuff that he has stole with his horn blowing, that he brought everyone's stuff back in the middle of the city.
So my question is, how they going to determine, hey, these are my lights?
I feel like in the distance they all look the same, so they probably only have one brand of lights, and they're probably all broken anyways by him pulling and yanking.
Well, he gets off the sled and he says, it was me. I stole your Christmas. I stole it because I thought it would fix something that happened a long time ago, but it didn't, and I'm sorry. And he walks over to Cindy Lou and he says, I'm so very sorry for everything. And he starts to walk home, him and Max. They get all the way home and he tells Max that he needs to be alone. And then Max hears a bell ringing. So he gets the coffee like he normally does. But when he goes to the door to get into his little cabinet thing to be lifted up, he sees a gift. And it's for him. How about that? It's a little bone wrapped. And the Grinch says, I just thought, well, if you don't like it, I can always take it back. It's no big deal. But Max loves it. And it's a squeaky toy. And the Grinch says, Merry Christmas to you too, Max. and he hears this squeaky toy. And he's like, yeah, this is going to get old. And then when someone knocks on the door and he goes out and it's Cindy Lou. She says, hi, do you remember me? And he says, yes, I do. She said, my name is Cindy Lou, and it's nice to meet you. Cindy Lou, my name is the Grinch, and this is Max. Cindy Lou says, I just came to invite you to our house for Christmas dinner. The Grinch says, what? But I took your gifts and your trees. I stole your whole Christmas. And Cindy Lou says, I know you did, but you're invited anyway. And Grinch says, why? And Cindy Lou says, because You've been alone for long enough. So she starts to walk home and she says, don't be late and bring your sweet doggy too.
I'm surprised it was Cindy Lou that came to get him instead of his friend Bricklebaum.
And she gets in her little tube and sleds down the mountain again. And the Grinch accepts the invitation and shows up to the house wearing nothing but a tie. And you can hear the Christmas songs playing from inside. He's reluctant to go inside, but he ends up going in, ringing the doorbell. And Donna answers and says, "Oh, Mr. Grinch, I'm so happy you decided to come." And he says, "Thank you for inviting me. I wore a tie." She said, "It's a very nice tie." And she says, "Cindy Lou, look who came." And everyone's excited that he showed up. And there's a lot of who's there. And everyone's wishing the Grinch Merry Christmas. The Grinch even helps Donna prepare the dinner and put the desserts on the table where they need to be.
He seemed very, very in tune and making sure she wasn't doing a whole bunch of stuff.
And then you hear Bricklebaum, who's super excited to see the Grinch. And he goes up to him and gives him a big old hug. And he says, it don't count if you don't hug me back. And the Grinch hugs him back. And Donna says, "It's time to take our seats." And Cindy Lou says, "Come on, you're sitting next to me." And the Grinch leans over to Cindy Lou and says, "This is my first time Christmas dinner. What happens?" And she says, "You'll see." And that's when Donna comes over and says, "Would you cut this? Please do the honors." And he says, "Do you mind if I say something first? I just want to say I spent my entire life hating Christmas and everything about it. But now I see that it wasn't Christmas I hated. It was being alone. But I'm not alone anymore, and I have all of you to thank for it. But especially this little girl right here. Ma'am, your daughter's kindness changed my life." And Bricklebaum says, "Oh no, that was beautiful."
Which
That's my best friend.
Did Bricklebaum never invite Grinch to anything over the last 53 years? Like, he just seems so shocked about Grinch's speech about being alone. Like, he was like, "Oh."
Well, he always thought the Grinch had him. Okay? And
Even
the
though they
Grinch-
didn't spend Christmas together.
And Cindy Lou says, "Merry Christmas, Mr. Grinch." And he says, "Merry Christmas in you, Cindy Lou." And the narrator says, "And the Grinch raised his glass and let the who's and a toast to kindness and love, the things we need most." And the camera backs away from all of Whoville at nighttime. It was a beautiful scene. And then we'll see that one goat one more time. And he screams. And the words go up on the Grinch.
Which, if you finish the end credits, you will see like the Grinch doing things for Donna, which he ended up making Donna a sledge since she kept missing the bus. And then he also made things to make and prepare food and do the dishes and serve drinks out of the fridge. So like the end credits are him trying to be as most helpful to Donna to help her out. But yeah, and then there's all the rest of the time was just like not him stealing stuff, but like kind of going through the movies.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Single mom.
That's all right. Well, that's our review of The Grinch 2018. And now we'll get into some facts that maybe you didn't know.
Extra, extra, hear all about it. We got the facts.
All right, guys, I'll kick this bad boy off with the film's animation required over 1.5 million hours of rendering time.
Dang.
Yeah. Grizz?
Okay, so when Cindy Lou Who and her friend go up to the treehouse, there's a little baseball bat that they get help with going up there. It's got the name Theodore carved into it. And Theodore
is Dr. Seuss.
You took my second one.
Shut up.
My turn?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Koala, go ahead.
The studio originally wanted Benedict Cumberbatch to voice the Grinch using his natural voice, but Cumberbatch felt that since the rest of the cast was American, the Grinch should have an American accent. Panda.
Yeah, that'd be terrible if he had an English accent.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense because they're in the same world. So it's just like,
Where did you get that accent from?
Yeah, exactly.
The Grinch's lair was designed to be a reflection of his personality, with a mix of messy, chaotic elements and the clever, ingenious contraptions. Grizz?
With Illumination doing Dr. Seuss movies, they think that this one, that they're going to keep making them through Illumination because they're doing so good with them. With the Lorax and the Dr. Seuss movie, they made a whole bunch of money on Dr. Seuss movies. So
I'm just going to keep going with Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Well,
Koala?
I'm gonna say in Despicable Me 3, 2017, the oldest of Gru's girls, Margot, is seen wearing a t-shirt with this version of the Grinch on the front. Both are from Illumination Entertainment, and this was clearly a nod to the upcoming movie. In Despicable Me 2010, Margot had a Lorax shirt, teasing Illumination's Entertainment's The Lorax 2012, a fellow Dr. Seuss movie. Panda?
How about that? The movie's characters, including the Grinch and the Who's, were designed to be more nuanced and complex than their counterparts in previous adaptations. Grizz?
In the book, Cindy Lou Who is no more than 2 years old. But yeah, recent movies, they have had her 6 years and above, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Koala?
The song that Grinch plays on the pipe organ is All By Myself by Eric Carmen. Panda?
The film script was written by Michael Leeson and Tommy Swordlow, with a focus on adding more humor and heart to the story. Grizz?
One of the Who's named Mr. Cubbins is Bartholomew Cubbins, was a hero in 2 non-rhyming adventures that Dr. Seuss made. Koala?
I'm going to butcher the band's name, Pentatonics. Did I say that right?
I think it's
Pentatonics, yeah.
Pentatonics. They sang God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen when the choir was chasing the Grinch with Christmas carols. Panda?
The movie's voice cast, including Benedict Cumberbatch and Rashida Jones and Pharrell Williams, recorded their lines separately, but were encouraged to improvise and add their own flair to their performances. Grizz?
We have movie similarities where when Donna Who was late for the bus, she was chasing after it. She says, Sam, and he stopped the bus. Same thing happens in the movie Speed with Keanu Reeves. And,
interesting.
Yeah, Sandra Bullock. Koala?
Dr. Seuss wrote the book after feeling grouchy around Christmas time due to his wife's ill health and the fact that he thought the holiday was becoming too much about presents. Panda?
The film's visual effects were created by Illumination Entertainment, the same studio behind the Despicable Me and Minions movies. Grizz?
That's it for me.
Oh, man.
Koala?
If you read the book, you'll notice it's colored in red, white, and black. The color green doesn't show up at all. In fact, the Grinch looks black and white with red eyes. This was changed for the 1966 TV cartoon adaptation, and he's been green ever since. Panda?
The movie's runtime is approximately 86 minutes, making it a fun and fast-paced holiday treat for audiences of all ages. Koala?
Near the end of the film, the Grinch wears a red and white tie when he's invited over to Cindy Lou's house for Christmas dinner. A reference to the Cat in the Hat, another Dr. Seuss character who has the same color pattern hat. Panda?
The film's ending features a heartwarming moment where the Grinch's heart grows 3 sizes, a nod to the original book's iconic illustration. Koala?
This is the first adaptation of the Grinch who isn't mean to or mistreats his dog Max in any way, mostly because he deeply cares about Max. Panda?
The movie's marketing campaign included a series of humorous and clever ads, including a promotional partnership with Instagram. Koala?
This was Benedict Cumberbatch's second animated movie, the first being Penguins of Madagascar in 2014. Panda?
The film soundtrack features a mix of original songs and classic holiday tunes, including a new version of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, performed by Tyler the Creator. Koala?
There is a given concept for this adaptation. Like in the previous Grinch media, the Grinch appears to be underdressed or undressed, but in here it is revealed that he's been wearing extra green fur over his briefs. This cuts out the misinterpretation to the children of seeing the Grinch nude. Panda?
I'm going to get 2 of them right here since they're kind of short. The movie is based on the 1957 children's book, How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss, and it's the 3rd film adaptation of the book, following the 1966 animated TV special and the 2000 live action film starring Jim Carrey. Koala?
So like I was saying before we did the facts, Cindy Lou asked Santa, which was the Grinch, to bring something to make her mom's life better. Over the end titles, we see that the Grinch has created a number of labor-saving devices which do indeed make Donna happier and her life easier. Panda?
I'm going to do 3 more since he's a little smaller. The 2018 version is the first fully computer-animated adaptation of the story. Benedict Cumberbatch voiced the Grinch in the film, and the movie features original songs and scores by Danny Elfman, who worked on Home Alone. Koala?
The theme song describes the Grinch as having yellow teeth, but his teeth are white in this Grinch. Panda?
The film's animation style was inspired by the original Dr. Seuss illustrations. Koala?
Mount Crumpet is much closer to Whoville than previous adaptations. Ooh. Panda?
The Grinch's loyal dog Max was designed to be a more prominent character in this film. Koala?
This will be my last one. The film starts on December 20th instead of Christmas Eve. This gives the Grinch more time to execute his plans to steal Christmas. Panda?
All right, rapid fire. The movie's producer consulted with Dr. Seuss's wife Audrey Giselle to ensure the film stayed true to the spirit of the original book. The film's town of Whoville was designed to be a unique and imaginative place with inspiration from real-world locations like the Swiss Alps and the French Quarter of New Orleans. The movie's themes of kindness, generosity, and redemption were emphasized to make the story more relatable and heartwarming for modern audiences. And with that being all of our facts, let's move on to our final thoughts.
Push the damn button!
Ain't no theme song for final thoughts. I thought this Grinch was a good one. It's most definitely one I can watch every year. The message is timeless. It's awesome. They did some twists and little turns on this one to make it a little more in-depth. I had a little more feeling in this one. I think it was a little more serious than the Jim Carrey one, but also still at a child's level so they can understand. Max, like the fact said, was a much bigger part. He had more attitude, more personality in this one, and I loved it. I loved that we could see what he was thinking and possibly understand what he was thinking if you listen to the Grinch. And it just left a Christmas feeling all around. So it made this movie all the more better. It was funny. It was clever. It was a good one. Koala? If you woke up Christmas morning and found out that the Grinch had stole your Christmas, would you sing Fahu Dahu Rahu Mahu? Or would you say that the Grinch was a good one?
I'd be pretty mad, to be honest, because it's like, that's a lot of money going out the door. But I would say this is a great one. I love this version of the Grinch. I love all the versions of the Grinch, but I love this one. I think this one might be my favorite. I just love the animation. I love the characters. I love the comedic factor throughout the whole entire movie. I do think, just me being me, I do want more backstory, especially about Cindy Lou's dad. I want to know did he leave? Did he die? Like, what happened to him? Like, is this just them trying to be like all woman power, like woman single mama, she's being amazing, etc., etc., giving a shout out to women and things like that. But I do want to know the background. I do like how Cindy Lou had her own mission for the movie, but I do wish it kind of flowed a bit better with the Grinch and his whole rehabilitations, because just seeing her being so selfless, like, I don't know, I think it does need a little bit more for him to change, because this version of all whom's like, they seem nice. I do just think it's missing just a little something to tie it all together for it to be the perfect one. But it is something that I do put on the yearly watching list. I do think it is a great one.
How about that? Grizz, if you were to get knocked out by an inflatable snowman, would you tell anybody? Or would you say that the Grinch was a good one?
Hey, I ain't telling nobody. Not even my best friend came over to help me out, bro. I think it's a good one, man. I really like the Illumination movies when it comes to Despicable Me's and the Lorax and stuff like that. I think they really encapsulate Dr. Seuss the way it's supposed to be, man. Because I like the little odd way that they put stuff in their animation. But I still prefer Jim Carrey one, man. It's just timeless. I always loved Jim Carrey growing up with, Pet Detective and all this other stuff. So it's not my favorite Grinch movie, but it's up there, man. Like you guys said, it's a movie that I'm gonna probably watch because it's my first time seeing it this year. I didn't know that they came out with another Grinch movie, but then I seen it, and then we finally did a review on it, and I was like, okay, it's still a good one, but I still prefer Jim Carrey. But it's nice, man. I like it.
We sure appreciate that, Grizz. Now we're going to move on to Movie 20 Questions, which is going to be hosted by Koala.
I will say this is coming from Tyrone from Murfreesboro.
Right. Done by Tyrone. Remember that guy.
You don't see him very often.
You want to get a year down first so we can narrow from there? Okay. Let's do 10-year span. 90 to 2000.
90 to 2000.
Was this movie made in between 90 and 2000?
No.
Okay, so we can... It could be
But 2001, 2010.
Okay. Was this movie made in between 2001 and 2010?
Yes.
Oh, we got it right there. All right.
Nice.
Right there. Got it. Okay.
5-year increments.
Okay,
So 2005 to 2010.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
we
Okay.
got-
Now 3 or 2? 2005 and 2010. We can do, was this made between 2005 and 2007? Was this movie made between 2005 and 2007?
No.
So 2008, 2009, or 2010?
You gotta take a guess.
Okay.
08.
Just leaving it at that?
08.
No. That's question 5.
So 2009, 2010. Was this movie made in 2010?
No.
So 2009.
Okay. Is this movie animated?
No.
Is this?
Genre, right?
Yeah, I think so. 2010.
Do you want to
So no.
remember that?
I know.
Remember?
You just said looking up 2010. You want to remember that answer? Because you better look up wrong.
2009. Remember? Is that a word?
Yeah, because you were about to screw yourself completely over.
I got a couple in mind, but I'm thinking comedy.
Mystery.
Let's not do too many because we might be right about one of these, and we'll have a lot of them to look through.
Okay. So it's got to be a comedy. Because I know Kevin Hart was real big around that time. And Ty seems to like a bunch of black movies, I think.
Is this movie a comedy or mystery?
No.
Okay, so that cuts out a lot, man. That cuts out no comedy, which takes out
Yeah, it takes
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Yeah. All the Kevin Hart movies came out then.
Year One, Night at the Museum.
It's the Jack Blacks and the Ben Stiller was in comedy back then, right? Like, so he takes out all that.
Schools. So no comedy, no mystery.
So what about like horror?
Thinking horror too.
Yeah, horror or action.
Is this movie horror and action?
Yes.
Ooh, is it horror or action though? Or is it an action horror?
I mean, last week we had a little disagreement because you was like, "Is this blank and blank?" He was like, "No." So you answered no.
Well, she
But if
said
we would have
yes.
said blank or
That's what I just said.
You said
and,
I said or. He said and. So he was being very specific about me saying or. And he answered no because that was technically 2.
Okay, so
but
I
he
had that
said
backwards.
and.
I had that
Yeah. So
backwards.
he said and. So horror and action. So I said yes.
So it is a horror action, which I guess a lot falls into that. Mm-hmm. Friday the 13th could be considered horror action, and that came out in 2009.
You are misinterpreting.
Well, you said or, he said and. I said and, you said yeah.
As in there's 2.
Yeah.
There's 2 genres.
Is this horror and action? And you said yeah.
Okay. If
So
you
it's a
wanna-
horror action.
No. If you want to.
If I said it's horror or action, and you said yeah, then it's one of the two. But I said and you said yeah, so it's both of them.
Oh, well, then the answer is no.
Well, then now she fixed it. She fucking us up, say.
No, you're fucking yourself up.
Okay, so it's one of the two. It's horror or action.
okay, we got to pick one then, all right?
Is this a horror movie?
No, that's 2.
So it's an action.
Or that's 10. 10 questions.
What are some good 2009 action movies?
This is the year after we graduated, and I think that's when we started going to more movies because we were trying to pick out like what to do with our time if we're not in school. But I remember like when did Fast and Furious come out? I thought it was like 2006.
Does this movie have something to do with cars?
Yes.
Is it?
Okay. Let's narrow this down.
Okay.
Grizz, we might have this one. Is this movie starring Van Diesel?
Is this movie about family?
Yes.
Okay, we might be on to something. Man. Hold on.
man.
How many movies did Van Diesel do in 2009 with cars? We just got to be sure we don't.
I was gonna say like Pitch Black and stuff, but that came out a little earlier, I think, than 2009. And then I don't think he's ever came out with any. Well, The Last Witch Hunter, but that was 2014.
I don't know, man. There's Los Bandoleros.
That's
It's Fast and Furious in Spanish, ain't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's narrow it down just a little bit more, man. What about the other? Let's do the director. What about the director? Can't be wrong with the director. You know, he only directed that one movie. What do you think?
I'm down for it.
Okay, I don't know who the director is. Did this movie have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Gail Gadot or Doe, and
Tyrese.
no, he wasn't in there.
He wasn't in on.
I don't know. I ain't thinking. Oh, yeah, Tyrese. Yeah, let's do Tyrese.
Tyrese.
Did this movie have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Gal Gadot, and Tyrese in it? And Sung Kang.
Who?
Sung Kang.
The Asian dude.
He played Han.
Han.
Was he not in it? Oh, yes.
I mean, we got to see what movies all of them played.
You want to take a guess?
Yeah, I think we got this, bro.
Okay, is this Fast and Furious?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which also, by the way, Dwayne Johnson was not in the first one, so you screwed up on that.
And the first one?
He was not in the first movie. Dwayne Johnson was
This
not.
isn't the first one.
What?
The first one is Fast and the Furious.
What the fuck you say?
This is Fast
Fast
and Furious.
This is the 2009 Fast and Furious. I think it was the first one The Rock was in.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I looked up the wrong one. But you guys are correct, though. Because it is. I did pull up the 2009, though. But I didn't see Dwayne Johnson in the 2000 in the little top cast. I got to push down.
Wow. Really almost messed it up for us, Abe. But we got it, Grizz. And that's going to be it for us at We Real Reels. Another winner here, guys. Be on the lookout for our next movie. We actually have 2 announcements, actually. Our next movie, and we are going to start doing a small, short review of newer movies. We're going to start adding that into the mix, give you guys a little bit more content. It's going to be a shorter, maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes long, and then done.
But at least this one is movies that are coming out in theaters right
Yeah. We're going to give you guys a heads up if you should go see it, if you go check it out. If not, just listen to the review and then go see it. Maybe we might be on a roll here. Might have the same ideas and opinions on movies.
It's not going to be in depth.
Yeah, it's not gonna be in depth.
Because I want to enjoy the movie and not sit there and write notes the whole time that I'm watching the movie. So we'll see.
It's gonna be what we thought about it, and then that's about it. But that'll be it for We Were Reels. Be on the lookout for our next movie for January. We're gonna be doing 50 First Dates. I think it's our first Adam Sandler movie.
First Adam Sandler movie.
And first romance-ish movie.
How about that? How about that? Well, that's it from us at We Will Reels, guys. Koala.
Bye.
Grizz.
Truck driver, son.
Keep on reeling.